tried to fall in love a few times, but that didn't work. Yeah. They never stuck around to see my work. My mama been knew I was special since birth. Yeah. You say you love me, but you know love gets you hurt. Yeah. I can't let you bitches play with my heart. This ain't funny like Kevin. You'll have better luck in a casino betting. Girl, don't say that shit, you lying. I got trust issues, ain't no need in trying. I fell out with the plug because it's timing. Don't try to love me now, girl, stop all that crying. You trying to show me that because I'm leaving. Yeah. Don't try to cause a scene now, bitch, we even. For real. Fuck, I should've listened and took my daddy's advice. Now I got 2 baby mamas and none of them had a relationship right. Hella shit going left, so I know that it gotta get right. Cause at the rate that I'm going, I'm never gonna give me a wife. But until then, I'm living my life. I find one of you anywhere that I go, or I get a similar type. Cause my life is a gamble like rolling the dice. I'm trying to go off the scene and leave her text on red. She's stressing to talk about it, but there ain't nothing to be said. I got 100 missed calls. I think about posting her thread. Stop telling people that you love me and you didn't pledge. Don't take the comments and likes to the head. Ever since I was a kid, bitch, I've been big in the head. You ain't comprehend what I said. Bitch, I live my life on the edge. Yeah, I'm trying to do it like I never done it. And I am not close to my stomach. You don't love me like you say you love me. Cause you want me to plummet. If you can't cook it like I cook it, then I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want this shit. I've been keeping 100. My name ain't Watch. Is my name Audemars, bitch? I don't got time for this. Hey, my love ain't unconditional. It's conditional, baby. I love unconditions. Don't let it get to you, baby. I'm sorry I led you on. It wasn't intentional, baby. I'm stubborn. I don't even call when I'm missing you, baby. It never be what you gonna do for me. It always be what I'm gonna do for you. I got some character flaws too, so tell me what I should do with you. And what kind of level are we on? Like a U-Haul, are we moving on? Cause I promise I won't be long-winded if you seek closure. I'll be okay if you say it's over. And I'll find another one if we don't work. Yeah. Show me that you love me, please don't tell me yeah. Love it just for letters, you gotta show me
Hey. Get in here. Let's get in here. What's going on? This is Bucks Kennels Live. We back with another Wake exclusive. Hey, we gonna switch it up. That's for sure. Man. I saw this interview, bro. Let me salute everybody in the building. Robo in the building. Salute, brother. Lot Boy in the building. Salute, my brother. Petty Rob in the building. What up, brother? Clear Creek Hog Dogs in the building. Salute. Joseph Townsend in the building. Salute, my brother. Drill Miller in the building. Salute. Hunt Down Kennels in the building. Salute, brother. Glad y'all can make it in. Smash that like button. Let's get it in. If you watching on the Dr. Hood channel or the Buck City channel, it's all the same, man. Smash that like button. I got them streaming at both spots right now. We got it popping. Man, I want to dig into this. And I'm going to drop the link. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me just drop them. Because, I know. And these are some of the topics that we need to talk about ahead of time, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to lie. it seems to me like I lost friends over. I mean, and we could say they fake friends, but you know, motherfuckers lose friends and shit over this election shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page that, you know, this goddamn politics and shit, man. It don't have nothing to do with, you know, who you fuck with in regular life, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, motherfuckers ain't even thinking about politics every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want to deep dive into some of these, you know, some of the stuff that's going on that I could see. You know, maybe I wasn't paying attention to it much when I was a kid, but you know, it seems like, you know, WWF kind of like the same stuff that they tell us not to do when we're, you know, on these panels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Salute, NWA Kane Corso in the building. Salute, brother. Glad you can make it in. Paul Harris in the building. Salute. Let's get it in, y'all. Let's get that like button smashed. Let's get that like button smashed. Get a few more in the building. You know, there was a let me see, what did they want to call this? Trump speech today, Trump speech live, Trump news. You know, that's what they're doing, man. This is the presidential election coming up. Okay, they got Trump that got charged with more shit than Buck City. Run it. Hey, you know, I can't make this shit up, man. Mike Dan in the building. Salute. I cannot make this shit up, y'all. You know, I can't, you know, I mean, I get it how it works, you know, whatever. You know, I kind of thought that the president was a more, you know, like, I don't know, man. You know how they say, you know, the presidents are puppets, you know, like a president, oh, he's just a puppet and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I doubt, I mean, I'm sure they tell him what to say and what not to say, but some of the shit that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth, bro. I can't, bro. I can't. I just can't, man. You know, like we can't be serious. We can't be serious, man. You know, let's get into it.
I would do it with her also. You know what? She failed her law exam. She didn't pass the law exam, so maybe she wouldn't pass the cognitive test.
Mr. President, are you saying she wouldn't pass? Just to be clear,
I'm just giving you the facts.
To be clear, you
See,
don't
and
think
you gotta see. Listen, bro. You gotta watch out for people that ask you questions, bro. I think that's important. You gotta watch out for the people that are asking you questions, because they're gonna be asking you some shit so that they could stick a fork in it. You know what I'm saying? He said that she wouldn't have passed her cognitive test, and then she wanted to double down on that. So you gotta pay attention, man, when you're dealing with this shit. Let me get up in here. Hunt down Kennels with the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Now we getting it in, man. Look, we talk a little bit of, I got a few topics at the end. You know what I'm saying? We'll just get through a little bit of this. You know how we do. Yeah, let me get back on the zero. Get back on the zero. You dig? Get back on the zero, because it's this shit's crazy, man. I'm telling you.
How do you intend
She didn't pass her bar exam, and she didn't think she would pass it, and she didn't think she was going to ever pass it. And I don't know what happened. Maybe she passed it.
She did pass it.
There's a man over here.
Mr. President, I would love to ask you about January 6th. You've called yourself the candidate of law and order. When Time Magazine asked you if you would consider pardoning all the riots, you said, yes, absolutely.
Sure.
You called them patriots. 140 police officers were assaulted that day. Their injuries included broken bones, at least one officer lost an eye, one had 2 cracked ribs, 2 smashed spinal discs, another had a stroke. Were the people who assaulted those 140 officers, including those I just mentioned, patriots who deserve pardons?
Well, let me bring it
Hey,
back.
that's a loaded ass question, man. I mean, if you're running for president, you gotta know that question is loaded, man. You know. And the shit that Trump say, I don't know how he could say that they're patriots. I mean, if he feels like, and I'm not gonna dig into it. I know YouTube, you know, they'll probably bust your ass for digging into this shit too much, but you know, if he feels like the joint was stolen from him, you know, I'm not gonna say too much, but if that's the way he feels, you know, just like when animal control and, you know what I'm saying, the different law enforcement, and, you know, that, you know, I won't speak on much, but if you feel wronged, no matter what people think, you're gonna probably have that same energy, man. So you know, I don't think that they got some type of script going on. Most of the other presidents I notice in my time, I'm not a politician like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a staunch voter out here, you know, at the polls and stuff. People know my name and shit at the polls and shit. But it just seems a little more less scripted when I see this Donald Trump guy getting up here, you know, talking this, you know.
Back to modern day, about 5 days ago, we had an attack on the Capitol, a horrible attack on the Capitol. You saw the people that were protesting and spraying these incredible monuments, bells, lions, all these magnificent limestone and granite with red paint, red spray paint that will never actually come off, especially in the limestone. It will never, I'm a builder, I know about this stuff. It'll never, you'll see it in 100 years from now. They viciously attacked our government. They fought with police. They fought with them much more openly than I saw on January 6th. What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to the people that tried to burn
rioters who assaulted officers.
Would
you pardon
What's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would in those.
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just well, they were convicted by a very tough system. They were. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis? How come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle?
Hey, he's making a valid point. You know, they choose to come down on, you know what I'm saying, different people. And I could say it in my case, you know, how come this? How come that? You know, there was a lot of other stuff popping up in the news around the same time. But those cases, like he said, Minneapolis, different spots where, I mean, we can argue society really doesn't really care about too much, you know. I mean, let's be honest. But they're going to focus on this, you know, majorly.
How come nothing happened to them? How come the
but
people
sir, we're
that,
talking about people that were seen beating officers with flagpoles, dragging down the stairs. They're on video. Have you seen that video, sir?
Oh, really? Well,
you would pardon those. You would pardon those rioters?
They shot a young lady in the face who was protesting. They shot her in the face. You know, nobody died that day. You do know that. But people died in Seattle. Nobody died, but people died in Minneapolis. You know, people died in Minneapolis. And nothing happens, and nobody ever talks, and nothing happens to those people. But you went after the J6 people with a vengeance. And I'll tell you what about the cops that were, and I'm all for the police, as you know, but what about the police that are ushering everybody into the Capitol? Go in, go in, go in. What about that? Look, nothing is perfect in life, but you have people from Minneapolis. You have people just from 5 days ago in Washington, D.C. They were having fistfights and fighting with the police. They were spraying and destroying. They were desecrating our monuments in Washington, D.C. 5 days ago, and nothing happened to them. And you can't have two systems of justice. That's why they went after me as a political opponent, because they felt they couldn't win without doing that. And we're going to win our cases and we're going to be vindicated. But I have to spend a lot of time on that and money. That's what they want. After the election, they want.
Hello. It's all about that money. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to break you first. Okay? Which in this case, you know, they can't break Donald Trump unless they really lock him up for something. Me personally, I can't believe he's on the screen, bro. You know, just that shows resilience, rather if you like him or not, because especially as a billionaire, you know, he got plenty of other shit to do, man. I'm gonna tell you that. You know, it's plenty of other shit and kicking back and just kind of living life that somebody can do at that age, especially. You know, most of us, we're not trying to be working hard and shit at 75 years old or however old. You feel me? Back in the days, if you grew up in the 80s, shit, late 80s and stuff, like when you was a kid, you wasn't thinking about living to goddamn 75 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? You saw some people that was probably 60, 62 years old, look so goddamn old. Shit. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't planning for this. Shit, I want to be retired at 50. Definitely 60. You know, I'm not trying to be 75 going on campaign trails answering questions from Gen X and Gen Zs and Gen Ys and, you know, all these young people whose life is way different than yours. Right? You feel me? So what's driving this man to keep going after all the scrutiny? He's been in the news every day for the last 2 years. They banned him off of Twitter. They banned him, you know, all these sites, social media, all this Stormy Daniels shit. Like, how is he going to? I heard she was a prostitute, allegedly. Okay, you know, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm not a politician, man. I talk dogs. You know, this is Buck City Kennels, Dr. Hood. You know, I talk dogs. You know, every now and then I talk relationships on the Dr. Hood channel. I'm gonna be cranking that back up. I'm in a lot of good spaces over there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know. Was she a prostitute, bro? Can somebody help me out? And they're trying to prosecute this guy for some cover up money. Like, why are they dick policing in the White House? I don't know. You know, why is this guy getting prosecuted, getting dragged off? You know, when he could be doing his shit. Or porn star. Okay. Porn star, prostitute. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, help me out, brothers. Because I don't know, bro. But how the hell is he getting in trouble for getting some slice? I say this all the time. Sex workers, prostitution, strippers, Playboy, all the porn stars, even in a perfect world, even in a perfect society with no crime, where everybody's rich, there's no homelessness, you are still gonna have your sex work, bruh. Period. Even in a world where every man has a wife, it's still gonna be some slice on the side, man. I'm telling you. You can deny it. You guys can sit up in here, but your wife is sitting right next to you, and you can act like, you know, us men, we never think about that shit, bro. We built this world. since the beginning of time. You know? You know? But we know this though. We know this. She want to snitch. She had fun. Yeah, she ain't playing the game how it go, but you already know what it is though. But the question to me is this a legal issue? Is this a legal issue? Why should he have to pay her hundreds of thousands of dollars and all of that? What? Ain't no box that good. I'm sorry. Ain't no box that good, brother. Let's get back into this.
Though in my case, I think they probably will because the hatred is pretty deep. But I'll tell you, they went after me as a political opponent. That's never happened in our country before. Such a terrible, terrible precedent.
What do you do on day one if you win? What's your first thing?
What do? I close the border, and I do two things because I can do a lot of things simultaneously. I close the border. We don't want people coming. We want people to come in, Harris, but they have to be vetted. They have to be legally. We want
Legal,
people. I want people to come into our country, but they have
He's
to.
on this border, and I can't really get into that, man. I know a lot of people that came through that border. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the West Coast, so I mean I see it a lot. People come through that border, good people, that built the family, got kids out here doing shit, flourishing in society, building shit up. I like the Mexican community, man. Let me be on record saying that. Now, I understand what he's saying about the legality of it, right? And there's other legal shit. Like if that's the bigger issue, then why don't we talk about reparations for blacks? If we're going to spend so much time worried about the fucking border and all this other shit that we worried about, Gaza and all this other shit, what's up with our reparations, bruh? And we could argue that. We could have those arguments. Like I said, I don't just talk dogs. I'm not a one-trick pony. You feel me? Yeah. Call girls for the rich. These people have a lot going on. Paul here, hey, and she want to get mad, and she want to get disgruntled at any given time, she could stick you for a couple $100,000, that hush money, right? I'll be like, man, fuck it, man. That's not even valid, bro, because that sex work is going to go on in society no matter what. Even in a perfect society, like all this shit that we bitching about is still going to go on, bro. It's still, even in a perfect world, you can move to the best neighborhood. It's still going on. Where everybody's rich. All the kids, at 16 ride Range Rovers, right? You know those neighborhoods. We know those neighborhoods. We know those neighborhoods, man. He said getting into politics. Nah. And we ain't getting into no politics, man. I just thought it was some of the things that I heard at this particular interview and a lot of other ones. It was still on my mind because I saw this a few days ago or a couple days ago or whatever. And for the fact that it was still on my mind when I got up today to go in my office, check and see, what am I going to do today? I had to do this one. I had to. So now we're not going to get into politics, just some little spicy events from here and there, just to kind of shake it up a little bit, see if we can get a couple other people in there. Salute to you for stopping in. Heart and Finish Kennels in the building. Salute, brother. Bloodthirst Number one, salute.
Be vetted, they have to be checked. So when you say, what do I do? That, and I drill, baby, drill. I bring energy way down. I bring interest rates down. I bring inflation way down so people can buy bacon again, so people can buy a sandwich again, so that people can go to a restaurant and afford it. Because right now, people can't buy food. Your grocery bills are up 40, 50, 60%, right? She's agreeing to me. Oh, she's agreeing. Thank you. I like you very much.
Mr. President, I think we are.
But it's true. Your grocery bills are up. And then they're mandating that you buy an all-electric car. You know, Elon Musk endorsed me, and he's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. But I'm against everybody having an electric car, okay? I'm very much against that. You have to be able to, if you want a hybrid or if you want a gasoline-propelled car. But, you know, we have more liquid gasoline oil under our feet than any other country, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia, more than any other country. I want to use it. I want to use what we have. I want to bring down prices, bring down costs, and I also have to stop the invasion. And remember, they're taking your jobs. These people coming in are taking you.
So appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims of some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner.
Hey, he wasn't ready for that one though. I think that was the beginning. I thought that was kind of odd, but hey, she wanted to get straight to the point. She wants to find out what it's gonna do for the Black vote and everything. And I'm a numbers guy. I mean, we only 12%, 13% of the nation's population, the black people, right? So I don't know how much of an impact that is. I mean, of course, you got to look at that, but it's not like a large majority of fucking votes, though, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You feel me? Oh man, Def Chef. Oh shit. Let me see. Let me see, man. Let me see, man. Let's get it going, man. We on both. We on the Dr. Hood and we on the Buck City Kennels Live. Make sure you subscribe to both of them joints. You feel me? Because you never know when we just going up. You never know when we just gonna go up. Salute everybody in the building. I got that link right there. If anybody, want to put their 2 cents in about the whole political scheme and what's going on with it.
First question. You don't even say hello. How are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
And then I gotta look at it as we look at freedom of speech, because I be kind of worried about not saying too much on this platform, because there's a lot of things that I want to expose, and a lot of people say they're important people like in my area that I want to expose, rather if it's judges, lawyers, different shit. And watching the way he moves around, like he's talking about the Fox News Network or the ABC is a fake news network, and all of this stuff. The fact that he could get away with saying shit like that. I mean, I know he's rich as fuck, but I mean, let's be honest. He's not. It's freedom of speech, you know. But whose freedom of speech is it? Because we talk on these dog forums all the time, and we can't talk freely. We can't say whatever the fuck we want to say without some type of repercussions or them trying to use shit against us. It's kind of same thing in the rap when they're using the rap lyrics to, you know, as evidence in people's trials and shit. You know, it's the same fucking thing that they're doing with these dogs and talking on these platforms and social media.
It's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and you know, and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them and I gave them long-term financing. Nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, you know, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour
So
late.
I mean, I don't know if that's, I mean, I don't know. Did they invite him there on false pretense saying that the opponent was going to be there? See, it sounds to me like he's pulling up for the smoke. I heard some people talking about it on another forum that he was ducking her, you know, when it comes to the debate, you know, the face-to-face debate, so they could talk about some of the issues. You know, that's kind of what I want to get into. Donald Trump, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think he has a better business strategy as far as running the country, you know, to get out of inflation or put more money into the fold, you know. So Biden, Harris, you know, I haven't heard what Harris is going to do. But if I was a voter like that, and if I was really invested in this, I would be looking for more than what my friends think or more than what's popular, or I grew up a Democratic because my grandma was a Democrat and shit like that. I would be worried about what type of things what are they gonna do? What are they all about? What type of policies are they gonna do? You know, I want to see the country rebound. I want to see the interest rates go down on houses so people can buy. You know, inflation's ridiculous. Gas is ridiculous. Those are some of the things that affect us directly. All this other shit, you know, going to war and, you know, all the shit, you know what I'm saying? Man, I get it. You know, you got to, and sometimes you do got a big brother. I get it. You know, I got a police around here. You know, it's a pecking order. You know, I got 4 boys live in the same house between the age of 15 and 2. You know, it gets pecky. It gets pecky, man. The little ones try to jump on the big ones. The big ones try to jump on the little ones, you know. So you got to play big brother. I get it. You know, when it comes to military, I get it. I understand that. You know, you just can't let whole populations just die down because they're not strong enough to. I get it, you know. But what's up with the reparations, though? While we thinking about all this shit, we worried about all these other countries and shit. That's cool. I get it. But why can't we, what's up with that? What president is talking about that? Who's running that's talking about the reparations, And why he's asking about Stormy Daniels and, why these ladies, and they black, why didn't they ask him about reparations? What did he think about the reparations? Because I didn't hear it in the interview. Maybe they did. Okay.
So we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would
think
you
it's
can
a
answer
very
this question
nasty
on your
question.
rhetoric and
Wow.
why you
I have
believe that
answered the
voters
question.
should trust you with another
I
4
have been
years.
the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln.
Better than President
That's
Johnson,
my
who signed the
answer.
Voting Rights
And
Act.
for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late, because you couldn't,
we're talking about Voting Rights Act. He said he's the best president since Abe Lincoln. All of this. We could talk about emancipation. We could talk about the definition of that and what it meant, the Reconstruction era, sorry. Jim Crow laws. I mean, we could talk about a lot of shit, that mass incarceration, the war on drugs, it's been a lot of shit since that, it had a negative effect on the black community, since I'm black, I could speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I feel it, but about the reparations, I feel that, brother. It is a pipe dream, but it needs to be talked about. Ending homeless is a pipe dream too. We can give everybody $1 million today, and by the end of the year, there'll be some broke motherfuckers floating around, man. There'll be some broke motherfuckers floating around still. People's always going to be at the bottom. There's always going to be people at the top, man. If you erase everybody at the top today, there'll be new people at the top tomorrow. You feel me? It's going to be a revolving door with this shit. You get weak, you get strong mentally. Your mental health, you could be the richest motherfucker in the world and your mental health fails you, and you could be taking a nosedive. You could be nosediving. He said Lincoln didn't like blacks either. He just needed the extra support. And then, it's just like these pedigrees that we talk about all the time, right? Because we can always tie it in. There's always going to be some hidden agendas that we don't know about when it comes to this. That's why I say, rather if it's race or whatever, we all in this shit together, dog. You know what I'm saying? If you're a white person, you should want blacks to get reparations just as much as blacks should want the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's old. Everybody else has been paid. Everybody else got theirs, bruh. We didn't get ours. We need that. We make up of half of 1% of the nation's wealth. And the first thing somebody says is, well, look at Magic Johnson and look at Michael Jordan, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, do you know how small percentage those people are compared to everybody in everyday life? That's not even real. Somebody in this chat being the next LeBron, and no offense to nobody, but that's slimmer than reparations. That's more of a pipe dream than fucking reparations, bruh. Oh, okay. Oh, Def Chef. He said white people collectively would never advocate for black people to get there repaired. We have no friends, although anyone claim to support black folks. Hey, man, for sure. That's real. You know, but by law, you know, if you look at it, and I didn't want to turn this into that. It's just that he's on a panel with 3 black women, and this topic never came up. I just wanted, like, if you want the vote, you want the vote, don't you? Wouldn't that be a good strategy to at least entertain the shit? Just saying.
In such a hostile manner, Grace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who was the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much.
And he couldn't wait for that. Hey, Donald Trump, man, he's real calculative, man. He couldn't wait for this. He could not wait for this question.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She has always
But
identified as a Black woman.
I
She went to a
respect
historically
either
Black
one.
college.
I respect one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you
I
believe
think,
that
I think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some
I
Republicans
really
have
don't
said?
know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic person who just interviewed me, and we had a great interview, I think, and I heard you got very good ratings on that.
Well, you
interview.
told me it was the longest one of your life, so we had a good discussion. Look, I want to talk about why you're here today. I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you were...
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't been really following Kamala or whatever. You know, if she's Indian, you know, Trump, you know, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to dig some shit up. And, you know, hey, listen. This is a touchy subject, bro, you know, but you can't just run the black car when it's convenient. I'm going to just say that. You can't. So if that's what she's doing, that's not the thing, you know, but if she's Black or if she, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a little different. Fundamentally Black, meaning that, you know, like we've been here, like, you know, not just came here, although, you know, if you come from other places, you know, you got our same skin, of course you're going to be considered Black, but it's a little bit different, man. You know, you could trace a lot of our heritage back to slavery, you know, different shit like that. I think that's a slightly different thing, you know. You know what I'm saying? Def Chef.
What's up, man?
Oh, you know me, man. I'm gonna start the conversation, man.
No, hey, look, no, this is a great thing to do. I don't know if you've seen my post. I made a post asking niggas, have they read Project 2025 or Agenda 47, man, bro, you should have seen the comment section, bro. I remember when you first got this shit going and you was talking about the lengths niggas will go to be involved in the conversation, but
Right.
not be educated on the subject matter. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna front. We Seattle niggas, I wish I didn't ask the question. There's so many niggas, I look at you different now. Right? Like, honestly, moving forward, I don't respect what you say because you the type of niggas, you done slid on niggas, you done sold all the dope, all type of shit you really shouldn't be proud to admit. But when I ask niggas, have you read it for yourself? Bro, the tap dancing shoes came out. Niggas couldn't just say no. They couldn't just say that. Right? The whole point of this is that it's amazing the contradictions I see in this. Right? Niggas will listen to an interview or an article and then say, this is the most important thing in our lifetime. It's going to affect our grandchildren. I don't got grandchildren. I want them so badly. Right? Anybody telling me this could affect the future of your grandchildren, I'm reading that shit, my nigga. I'm reading it. Not us. I'm talking about niggas from our chip. I don't know what they doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know what them Brooklyn niggas is doing. I know Seattle niggas, bro, they're in the middle of the conversation and ain't read a motherfucking thing. Because if they have, I mean the writing on the wall, I mean the writing on the paper, right? The writing in the sky. It's amazing, right? Let's get into this. Let's talk about law. I'd be drinking and driving, bro. Smoking and driving, jaywalking. Nigga be breaking all type of laws. As soon as they make a law where you gonna have to actually work, we cry. Instead of just being like, nigga, I'm gonna get it done. Right? If they made a law right now saying black people, black men can't network, the first thing I'm doing, I'm getting you on the phone to network. Take me to jail, motherfucker. Do what you gonna do. But what you're not gonna do is make me stagnant by law. No. Well, what's the motherfucking consequence? See, consequence of drinking and driving could be death. You could, get a DUI. We already know what the streets bring. Everything we do in the streets was illegal. But nobody was worried about that. Fast forward to the political shit. Now niggas is talking to me about law. Predicate felon niggas though. Niggas who done went through the whole chambers of this shit. Juvenile to the penitentiary. Now you talking to me about laws. Well, my thing is that if you're so concerned about law, I don't understand why you don't obey laws already. It's like street niggas say, don't just bang on them, bang on whoever. I feel the same way. If you a lawbreaker, nigga, don't just break the convenient law. See, it's convenient to sell pussy. It's convenient to drive and smoke. It's convenient to scam. You know what's not convenient? If they dismantle the education system, now you got to teach them how to read. You got to teach them literacy. You got to teach them math. You got to teach them core. You got to teach them STEM. It's a lot of work. And it's like you said before, we've agreed. Niggas don't want to work, bro. Once it comes time, we going to have to do some work. That's when we get political. And that's when we don't want to do no work. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of seeing niggas who'll gun a nigga down and then complain about any type of law. You're not worried about laws. You're a shooter. Get your ass to work and figure it out. The same way you figuring this other shit out. That's all I want. I just want us to be what we claim to be. Oh, can't nobody stop me. Nothing can hold me back. Hey, if nothing can hold you back, there shouldn't be nothing to hold you back. Don't pick and choose what can hold you back. So that's just where I'm at with it. Niggas don't want to do no work. And they, racism. Hey, racism is what got you killing niggas who look like you. Racism is what got you disrespecting women that look like your mother. That's what racism got you doing. But you ain't trying to dismantle that. Niggas is 50 years old, still trying to be the toughest nigga in the streets, bro. If you got time to do that, man, you definitely got time to spend some time with your kid and teach him their ABCs. You do it. You figure it out. I could talk about all type of shit. Remember them motherfuckers at Burger King? Dude got his homies on, and his mom was the manager, and they went viral for it.
Right.
When they got fired for clout chasing, and I said, this is the wrong way to do it. Your clout chasing is going to backfire on you. You know what black people said? This is a bad look for Burger King. Well, how about this? If we had businesses to employ our own, we wouldn't need to whine in the press about what's going on with them. How come there's not a black business owner with something put together where they could have just hired all 5 of them? Right? Well, there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, but we don't got the will for the way.
Right.
We always looking for an excuse to not put the work in. If niggas won't read, niggas ain't gonna tell me that they're gonna really fight to dismantle the system. You know what niggas are doing to dismantle the system? They vote. Then they go and get a job somewhere where they have no control over nothing. Niggas ain't trying to build businesses. I know that there's some are, but most of the ones who's trying, it's not because they're trying to combat the system. They entrepreneurs. They gonna do this regardless. I'm looking for somebody to say, you know what? I don't like the system. I'm gonna rearrange some shit for me and my people and be open about it. Yeah, I could work corporate, but I can't control nothing. Let me start a business so I could literally give black people opportunities. Nah, that's not what we doing, and that's not what we gonna do. But we'll talk like that's what we doing. We'll talk like that's what we gonna do. Remember when Trump was first running and every nigga you knew with a little bit of money said, if he win, I'm leaving the country. All these niggas here, ain't they? Going to the dispensary. They at the all-white party. Man, come on, man. Man, see, you did this on purpose, bro.
I'm done. I'm done,
bro.
with you.
You got me all right. Man, let me stop, bro. I should have known.
Hey, when you say you can go on
man,
and
you
on,
gotta stop tricking me, bro.
we could go on. So what's up with Trump though? Like, I get it. Cause listen, this stream was for, cause we ain't about to fall out over this election, bro.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, I'm not about to stop talking to you over whatever happens.
I've known you my whole. Hey, bro, I've known you, man, bro. Niggas done had to make decisions on actual critical shit. Man, please, if I could watch that war that happened with you niggas and be cool, man, come on, man. This is light work. This is a button. Because in real life, if you say, hey, let's work, you know I'm coming. You know I'm gonna show up with a hard hat and what we using, pickaxes, hammers, I don't know. What we doing, drywall? I'm there. Ain't gonna be no excuses. But a lot of cats ain't like us, bro. Oh man, that's crazy. They're not like us.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of cats ain't like us, bro.
So what's up with that? They not like us shit, bro. What's up with that?
Man.
What's up with that? Unpack that. Because I ain't talked to you in a minute. What's up with that?
I think it became something. Honestly, if Kendrick intended this to happen, he gotta be one of the smartest men in the world. If he knew this was gonna be the result, all I could do is say, touche, bro. But I don't see how he knew it was gonna go here. If you ask me, it's typical. In my opinion, it was some typical MC shit. I'm battling you, you battling me. And from there, it took on an absolute life of its own. I mean, besides just rapping and getting it popping, this might be like the best decision. This might be the best career decision he's ever made. How much money do you think he has personally made? Not how much is generated. We know this song done generated billions. This is insane.
Right.
But how much did the song cost to make? And how much have you made? I'm just wondering. I don't really want to know because I'm not a pocket watching ass nigga. But this is mind blowing to see a diss song. This shit's like the anthem. At this point, I don't even think it's about Drake no more, bro.
Yeah, but he was dropping some jewels in that song.
Definitely.
But what does this mean though? Does this mean that I'm not gonna shoot a Crip because I'm a blood? Or is this shit like what does this mean though?
No, it definitely,
because all that dancing up on that stage and shit and all this in the hood shit and
right
barbecue grill, sawed off, welded together barbecue grills and shit. You know what I'm saying?
The mega grill, the
I'm
ultra
just saying,
grill.
Where do we move forward? Like, you know, because I think our biggest problem as a Black community is the fact that, let's say, because we always complain about who owns the corner stores and who, you know, with the exposure, and you know what I'm saying, they got the porn section right there, and you know what I'm saying, like,
absolutely,
it's not for their people. Oh, their people could go get that shit somewhere else, right?
Yes.
But they got that shit right there. You got to go buy it. It says a sign because it's technically they just need a sign that says 18 and up or 21 and up, but yeah, I don't know what age it is, right? But how is that okay? But we complain about that, but we can't even feel safe opening up right there, right? Because somebody gonna come in there with the AR, or somebody gonna wet it up, or somebody, the op is shopping there, so they gonna wet it up. You know, like when do we get past that? And is this the turning point, or what was all that they're not like us shit about? Because what the fuck is Drake not like us? That's my thing. But he dropped jewels in the song.
Absolutely. A lot of rappers do. One thing I'm gonna say, the average rapper is probably a little bit smarter than we think, because when you specialize in wordplay, it's kind of hard to be stupid doing that. I don't know what your academic, I don't know what your transcripts look like, and but me, just because you go to school don't necessarily make you smart. But if you a creative motherfucker, right? Because the tradition in rap, hip hop, whatever, is being original, sound like you, don't copy a nigga. Hey man, creating for some is probably easy, but being creative just ain't an easy thing. So I've always looked at like poets and rappers, even producers. I don't mean remix producers. I'm talking about people, niggas like y'all, Rush Camp, who make their own shit, man. That's a form of genius. So if you're able to do that, learn this equipment, learn these standards, learn these measures, you the type of person I could have a conversation with. You make music, right? One thing about me, if you make music, you don't get to act dumb with me, because music ain't for dumb people. Not to make it.
Right.
If you making music, you're not dumb. Don't play with me, nigga. You gonna talk to me like you got some sense, because when you get up in that studio and that motherfucker want 150 an hour, yo, you speak with clarity. You make sure you're understood. You know how to put the work in to get done. Nigga, don't be taking forever to make something happen. Then these same niggas will get in real life and act like they can't treat life like the studio. That'd be crazy to me.
Yeah. Now, a lot of times they just need somebody to break it down into its simplest form, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't give up on motherfuckers, because sometimes there be shit that I could be doing right now.
Got you.
That I could just easily tap into, and a motherfucker don't do it. you know,
Got you.
because you preoccupied or whatever. Everybody ain't meant to do everything, you know. My mom
Facts.
told me that. She was like, that I was kind of frustrated with a lot of people around me. You know, I was just, you know, me and my mom, me and my mom could have a podcast. She'll call me. She calls me.
Your mom, I done seen your mom, man, read a nigga they rights before. I just be like, oh man, I'm gonna go this way. I don't even know what's going on right here, but maybe I don't want to be next. I'm going over here.
Man. So I mean, you know, it breaks down, man. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like us. I guess it's whatever you want it to be, right? If it's a unity cry for anything that's gonna bring us together, I'm for it, even if I don't necessarily look at it that way, right? Like I remember the gang treaty, the peace treaty back in the day. I was trying to explain to niggas, nah, that's literally certain gangs. Like there's certain gangs who really got each other greenlit, who's saying we're gonna knock this out. You know, we're gonna not do this. But that don't mean, like, let's say you live in Pomona, right? The peace treaties in South Central. Hey, in Pomona, we didn't agree to that shit. You know, we didn't agree to that in Compton or Whittier or something. You know, all the little spots. So it's like, but if that could make the people wherever get along, okay, that's the thing they need to get along. Maybe somewhere else they need something else to get along.
Yeah, but all right, so let's say we on this YouTube shit, me and you.
Yeah.
You know, we fall out, you know, and we start making videos about each other.
Talking crazy.
And yeah, we're going in for months, you know, but you know, 1 month, somebody that we mutual friends got together and we got on the phone and we squashed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, a month go by and shit with everybody cool, and then we get back at it again, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So what the fuck are we promoting? And is this it? That was the kind of the spin what I was trying to put on it. Like, is this it? Is this what's the purpose? Are we glorifying gang culture? Are we like what are we doing? What are we doing? You know,
shit. Hey, I say
like
this.
the song. I like the song. You know, it's hot. You know, I was saying it when I didn't even know what he was saying. I just had a little, you know, what you think the lyrics are in my head.
Right.
You know? And but what is this? Because is it another truce? Because around the world, and I'm not from California. So you know how they say California politics or LA politics, or you know, so we can't get into all that. But what it looks like around the world is that truces really ain't shit.
Well, the whole what we can't get into, I'm gonna say this like I done told any of my family from them LA streets. You should have kept that shit in LA. Nigga, don't bring nothing to my doorstep. And then when I got an opinion on it, tell me, well, you ain't from. Well, nigga, why you bring it here? Because Seattle niggas didn't bring it here. LA niggas brought that shit here. So you got we got all that shit here. Neighborhood niggas, Hoovers, all that, Bloods. But then when a niggas, you know, whatever, MS-13, Southsiders, them shits is here. But then when we have an opinion,
you're right.
You weren't involved in LA politics, nigga, you can't hear selling all that dope. Shoot,
yeah. Why the fuck ain't we?
Right, you niggas was coming here taking over
this shit here.
You niggas was taking over apartment buildings, renting every, well, maybe not every single apartment, but any apartment that was open. Your whole hood came down here renting the spots. You getting little niggas, having them claiming the hood, taking them back to LA to put them on, and then re-releasing them this year. Yeah, nigga, we can speak on whatever. You involved us. My grandfather always told me, you can't involve somebody in your business and tell them mind their business, bro. That's crazy. And black people love to do that. We get on the internet, right? I'm trying to say some subliminal shit about you. Then somebody chime in and I tell them, oh man, you know, niggas need to mind their business. Well, nigga, what you put it on the internet for? What you make a post about it for? You didn't make a post because you wanted me to comment? Oh, you
Hey,
just wanted me
my
to
boy
know.
Issei, man. I gotta stop the show, man. My boy Issei, man. What up, brother? What up, man? What is up with you, brother? Man, good to see you, man. I
Oh,
got your
that's
message.
Issei.
Yeah, that's Issei.
Oh shit.
Come on, man.
Man, bro, you bringing him out. What the fuck?
He
Issei's
commented on one of my
Issei's
joints.
like the ghost, bro. He's a
Hey,
dude. I told him too, man. I'm so glad me and you ain't never had a problem. I done literally been somewhere and I look and Issei's just standing next to me chilling. I'd be like, bro, what's up? Oh man, I've been hey shit. Hey,
hey, I'm glad we've been day ones.
this nigga,
After we spar one day.
he will pop up and be right next to you, able to touch you.
And hands out of this world,
And
man.
hands out of this world.
Hey, I remember we was on 19th and Yesler. Me and we was every time we saw each other, he had that little move where he'll go to the ground and scissor kick your legs. He was filthy, bro.
Yeah.
But we was going for the shoulders. I'm way smaller. And I thought I had a little bit of speed or something, you know what I'm saying? Man, that motherfucker hit me in my nose.
Hey man, listen, bro.
Ooh-wee.
Hey man. There's two things I know for a fact that nigga could do good. Learn shit and fight.
Hey,
That
real,
nigga, he'll beat you up and then talk to you about what we got to do as a people. Yeah, man, we was fighting, man, because we mad, man. And if this is what we got to do to jet, and you know what, the nigga would be right, man. Sometimes to figure out how to be at peace with each other, we got to get on some bullshit with each other, but we just can't keep doing it. Let the one time be that. Okay, now we got a story to tell about the one time, but man, bro, we need to be united. I gotta give him that. That nigga was always like that, bro.
Yeah, nah, he was cool though.
I've never heard him say a bad word about nobody, nothing, bro.
Yusef Brown too, man. I posted his just because we don't know who's all here and who's not half the time,
Right.
And I'm guilty of what? Just trying to raise my family, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got enough shit, we need to find that financial freedom so we could actually come back and what I'm saying, and double back.
Mm-hmm.
Shit gets so complicated, being a parent, trying to keep up with bills and all this, and we lose track of the homies that's here and who's not, bro. That's like crazy.
Yeah, we will
I damn
look
near
up.
don't be wanting to ask about motherfuckers because motherfucker be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying, like, damn.
That's very disheartening when you ask about somebody and you're expecting to hear something good and you don't. Like, we don't like to hear that, bro.
Oh yeah, nah. Glad you could make it in, man. Tune in, man. Hey, man, for real. YB, man. All of us, man. It was a cold little community back in the day, man. From 21st to 19th, man, for real. And then 27th over there, that was the neighborhood, man.
Yeah, the thing about 27th over there, that was working class, like, for the most part. Motherfuckers own that shit and whatever, man, over there, the niggas was for real in the trenches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that 27 didn't have they niggas in it, but come on, man, nigga, we lived in houses, bro.
Yeah, no,
And
it
what
was
I
a
mean,
little more. It was a little more civilized over there.
yeah, that thank you.
A little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was cool.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I heard
No,
somebody
for sure.
on the podcast yesterday, and I'm gonna go get this clip. But this dude, and he kind of talked like a square a little bit. You know, some people might think I talk like a square if I go down south or something. You know, but he said that like if you don't go to jail, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, then you're not considered black. Like, you know, and I think that was, and they shut him up. They shut him up on there. You know, they didn't let that ride. But just the fact that this guy thinks that, like, he thinks that he has to be in a gang, or he has to go to prison, or he has to have a baby's mom, or, you know what I'm saying, to be considered, you know, like that real nigga, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's not true, man. Like I've been in shit for a long time. I've been in a lot of shit. There've been a long time where I wasn't in shit, you know, and I never looked at dudes with jobs or dudes with, you know, that's trying to do something in the community or coach or do something positive. Like if this guy's going to church or, you know, whatever, I never considered that the measurement of who that guy is, you know, if that makes sense. You feel me?
No, it makes sense. I mean, that's just like, for the most part, a street guy. If you get to know him, you'll figure out, yeah, being street is a part of him, but this nigga's a painter.
Right.
Right. And you'll find out, yeah, bro, when I just be disappearing out of nowhere, I be getting my urge to do my art. And I know these niggas can't even comprehend that I really want to be Basquiat. Right now, I'm little Ro, which is hey, that's who I've been for years. But nigga, I'm trying to commission one of these paintings. As soon as I get paid, I'm disappearing.
Right.
As soon as I get the opportunity, I'm doing something else. This ain't my end goals, but this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Like, yeah, you know, for real. Yeah. And a lot of times what we see on the surface, we don't even really show concern for nothing else. Right in the hood, we don't really care about a nigga's hobby unless it's a hobby we all got, like riding dirt bikes and Devil's Ditch and all that shit.
Right.
But when we get older, when a nigga got a hobby, like let's say a nigga's into writing, not rapping writing, but like writing, like I'm a writer, and they write cursive, they write calligraphy, they use different textures and different planes and canvases. Hey, a lot of us ain't gonna really mess with it because shit, I can't freehand a letter. I need lines, I need margins, I need to be guided, right? This person can formulate a letter on a blank piece of paper and write everything straight, everything be legible, everything is lovely and beautiful. Shit, I can't do that. Why would I show interest in that? So I might tell you, nigga, fuck that writing shit. Let's get riding. Them niggas around the corner, they just slid on the homie. So now I done pulled you away from your passion to do some dumb shit when I really know I should be telling you, man, do that, bro. That's gonna give you everything you want out of life. This shit that we doing, it's not gonna get you none of what you want.
But misery loves company, though.
Misery loves company.
So, like, you know, misery, you know,
and you know that's something, bro, because you would think if you're miserable, you would be like, man, bro, Man, bro, I'm miserable doing this shit. And I don't even got no talent like that. I know you are, nigga. You should leave this shit alone. And I know I should too.
But then he ain't gonna be there with you, you know.
But then you ain't gonna be here. Man,
That's how you know you're not supposed to be around them environments. Any environment where a motherfucker's not gonna want to tell you that, you should already know it's a trap. You know, you go to this block and they tell you, hey man, come on, you know, or you go to this block and they tell you, man, get your ass out of here, and don't let your mom tell me you've been out here or you've been acting up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you know the dad ain't in the home or something, you know, like there was some big homies that actually looked out for motherfuckers, you know. And then there was some that wanted to manipulate, you know, and use their age as rather if they was some old cheating ass motherfuckers in the dice. You know, it's always some older motherfucker that
Oh man,
we supposed to respect and shit, trying to cheat and shit, bro.
hey, look, that nigga Boo just had a barbecue. Man, I want to say this nigga's name so bad. Hey, I seen this one nigga who we grew up with, who, man, nigga used to be notorious for cheating on the dice. Every time I see this nigga, that's all I could think of is how your whole childhood, you just used to cheat on the dice, bro.
Yeah.
To this day. Because that's all I really knew you for. Every time I see this nigga, I'd be like, look at this old dice cheating ass nigga.
Man,
I'll tell you who I'm talking about when we ain't online. You gonna be dying.
I probably know who it is.
You probably, hey, bro, think about who used to cheat on the dice, bro. And he was so bad. We used to have dice games, and he would pull up, and niggas be like, "No, you can't get in the game." His name start with a J.
Oh shit. Yeah, don't even tell me.
Yeah, man. When I tell you though,
sir.
you're gonna be rolling, you're gonna be like, yes, man. I done seen you be like, bro, what are you doing?
Man.
we had
that cheating shit. That's man.
I remember this. It was one of them days where just everybody was out and we had a game going. This nigga got in the game and I seen your attitude kind of shift a little bit. I said, Flames don't want him in the game.
Because it's not serious anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It's bad enough it's unregulated. Like, basically, like this is like
definitely unregulated.
It's unregulated. we got all these different services and shit. We gotta watch out for dice flying and shit, you know. And then on top of that, we gotta worry about you over here cheating and shit. Man, come on, man. That's a bad environment because you don't want to be the one getting cheated, because that's gonna have that whole argument. Like, you know, you gotta stand on 10. You know, motherfucker cheat. You know, you got to stand on 10. You can't just let that shit ride too many times, or you just got to leave. So, in which that's my move. I just leave. Like, all right, you motherfuckers cheating, bro. Because it ain't worth going to another extent over $20. You know.
Listen, that's what happened. I remember it wasn't you didn't have the dice, but somebody else had the dice. And they hit the point, and he was like, I caught those. And you just threw your hands up, and you just picked up your shit, like you left you can't, nah, nigga, I'm done. I'm done. You niggas let this nigga cheat, and you went over there, and I was rolling. You just went over there, just got with somebody, started blowing. I said, oh yeah, this nigga that made Flames mad. He ain't fucking with none of us.
Well, no, it's just when you take the fun out of it, you know, take the fun out of it. Even today, if I shot some dice, I'd probably get in there. I was shooting when I was locked up. We made some dice. I was cracking motherfuckers, honey buns, shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get it. You know, I get in that mode and really try to get in strike mode. But you know, I mean, it takes the fun out of it, man, when somebody's cheating. You know?
Yeah, you right.
You
Like
want
you
to-
said, this shit's already unregulated. This is we're already completely rogue in this shit. At least let's move decently so we could keep the fun in it. Because that's what we doing it for, really. Dice ain't the thing to shoot if you need some money. Dice is the thing to do. You know, we here.
Yeah. My boy E say, hey, thanks for the cash app, brother. The 2-1 for the district community, man. Hey, for real. That's a real one. That's a real one, man. We got to get together, man. I talked to I was chatting with Dana online, and I might have to throw something, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, like a cool little joint. I mean, you know, I got a nice little piece of property, man. We could have a good little, you know what I'm saying? We should probably hook something up within the next couple of weeks.
I'm
Small
with it.
little
I'll
get
slide.
together. I ain't really with the big shit, bro. But if it's just like 8 of us, 10 of us, you know what I'm saying? My shit is perfect for that. I mean, we can have 50, but I just don't like crazy shit, man. But I know it could be some cool individuals. We could just get together, throw something on the grill, kick it, you know what I'm saying? While it's still warm outside. You dig? Yeah, I throw some tables up. You know, I got picnic tables and shit. We'll move some tables and shit. You know, I got the back side of the yard just in case motherfuckers bring the kids. We could let the kids stay up in the front side. You know what I'm saying? And we can go in the back side and do, you know what I'm saying? And get it in. We should do that though, man. That'd be cool as fuck. I probably live stream from that shit.
I'll definitely come through, nigga. I'll make some fried rice and lumpia for niggas too, because I know somebody, you ain't got a chicken wing in your pocket. No, nigga, but I brought a bag of lumpia and some cooking oil, nigga, and some chili sauce. How many you
Yeah,
want?
hey,
I'll fry
family
them up for
gatherings only, man. Hey, look, he said family gatherings only. That's how you gotta be. Okay, so what do you think about? Because you know how we was, our parents. Because it's different eras. I mean, yeah, we had shootings and shit in our day, but what do we do about our kids being in the hood, being in? Is it a no go? Is the hood considered heavy machinery? Utilized with caution or with adult supervision? Is it one of those things again, right? Is this what we're doing? Or do we let our kids just kind of grow up and live their life? You feel me?
What I'm saying is, with our girls, it's like, you know, we got a different attitude, but I'm saying with a lot of these boys, we're just allowing whatever, and then depending on who it is, how loyal we are to them, we kind of ignore the shit. You heard about what happened at the parade? You heard about what happened at the parade in Little Saigon, right? At Bonadori.
Yeah, I think I heard of some shit, but I wasn't, you know.
Them was our partners, sons. I don't know if you know who it is. I'm gonna say that offline too when we talk. But them was our partner's sons. And we were having a conversation.
That got hit or doing the shootings.
That got caught with the guns with the switches. Yeah, I don't know if they was gonna get shot or if they was gonna be the shooters, but they had the artillery to definitely be shooters that day. And they had shit that was going down their leg type heat. Long guns. Hey, bro, these is These
And
is
they let off
niggas who
at a
we know,
parade, bruh.
huh?
They let off at a parade, bruh.
No, they didn't let off at the parade, but they got caught with the guns because motherfuckers knew they had the guns because they were showing them on some intimidation
Oh, I
shit.
got
At least that's what people saying. I wasn't there,
you. I got you.
right? But the kids who it was, we know them. We know them, right? Then when they get in trouble, we don't say their names because here's the breakdown. And you said this when you first started. We don't never really want to let the streets all the way go. We'll find a reason to somehow be loyal to the streets, even though we know it ain't leading nowhere, because that's just what we do. That's just the energy, right? And part of the problem is we want to be the cancer and the cure. We want to be heads and tails. We want to walk this thin line when really, man, we just need to make a decision and be like, all right, I'm over here now. I'm not going to run around. I'm not a cop, but when you talk to me about this shit, I'm not going to speak about it in respectable terms. Nigga, I'm not going to reminisce on it like it's the thing to do because, hey, if it ain't good enough for my child, it was never good enough for me.
Right.
Hey, and I got niggas mad at me now just because I'm just like, man, make a decision. I'm not tripping what decision you make. Me, I'm an activist. I'm trying to save the youth. So I don't advocate for nothing leading them astray. I don't advocate for that. I'm only advocating for things that's gonna send you in the right direction. So when a nigga will tell me, oh, well, the pimp and the person, yeah, well, they're the ones who showing them this. Nah, they showing them the wrong thing. And what you trying to do, there's somebody who's a pimp who you close to, who you respect. You want them to know, I respect everything you did for me. Here's what I'm gonna say. But at the same time, our sons is dying. They getting caught with weapons that when they get a little bit older, they gonna be looking at 20 years for having it.
Right.
The bottom line is that that's what's going on. So whatever I made it through is what I made it through. My household, a lot of shit was going on. Hey, bro, I've been the victim of abuse. I love my grandparents, but I have. But here's the thing. Do I get to continue it, bro?
Right. Right. Yeah. Now, Issei said, the moment we give our children a device, phone, tablet, at that moment we relinquish our parental rights.
Oh,
what you guys think about that? Because that's deep.
That's
deep,
man, bro. That was a dad.
Yeah, hey, schoolboy, we talking about life today. We talking about Donald Trump and everything, the presidential thing, because I just think before this presidential thing go down, just like I'm not gonna lose friends over who is popular or who's the vote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think you should. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Totally. And yeah, I didn't, usually I watch the show a little bit and so I know what's going on. So I didn't know what's going on, but I just saw your notice. So I thought I'd get on here.
I knew you definitely could chime in on some of these topics, just like this one about the devices. Yeah. What do you think about children and devices?
Well, that's the atmosphere today, and they can be used for good or bad. I'll put it like this. A lot of it depends on how you raise your kids. So how much can you trust your kids when they're alone? And me and our family, we try and monitor our kids as much as we can.
Right.
So they're not really in the room by themselves doing their thing. If they're going to do their thing, they can do it out in the front room. And I'm talking about playing games and listen to videos. If I don't like the language, I tell them, turn it off. Cut that shit off. Don't listen to that no more. If I catch you, it's going to be, what did Eddie Murphy say? Consequences and repercussion.
Cut that shit off.
So part of that is, and I don't mean to be negative towards everyone, but parents, and especially if it's a single parent home, they're not involved in their children's daily life. And if you're a single parent, you got to go to work. If you're a dual parent, then somebody should be home. But there should be some rules so that when one parent is working, the other one follows the same rules. You both agree on the rules. So,
Right.
like I said, those devices are good, but they can be bad. How do you know your 10-year-old kid ain't looking at porn if you ain't there with them?
Right.
They could do all kinds of shit. How you know they're not talking to a pedophile online? And I you know, when my son, he likes to play games and they get in them where groups or whatever, they talk back and forth to each other. I monitor that. If it don't sound right, don't talk to that person. And make sure don't give them your real name, don't give them your address, don't give them your phone number, don't tell them where you live, who your daddy is, nothing.
Right.
Play the game and have everything related to that game.
Right.
And they learn through that, hey man, this person don't sound right. So on their own, they'll tell me grandpa or dad, whatever it is, whoever it is, you know, I don't talk to that guy. I don't play games with that guy no more. It sounded funny. Why? Because of the way we raised them. Watch for signals, watch for signs, but shit can get past them because they're young and you know, they easily influenced. So you got to be right there with them, man. I don't mind all the noise. And a lot of times that's why go to your room. I'm doing something, you know, I can't have the noise, can't have you. We multitask, man. They'd be right there hooping and hollering. My grandkids were over yesterday. We took care of the two little ones, just babysat them for a little bit. They running through the whole house, man, acting crazy. We don't put them outside because they're making noise or tell them to shut up because it's too noisy or stuff. We learn to deal with it. Our babies could sleep around noise because that's the way Angie wanted it. Because if you keep it quiet all the time, quiet and this and that, you want the baby to rest, you know. And I'm not talking screaming and hollering, everybody's making noise, but any noise sometimes, if the baby's not used to it, they're going to wake up. It's going to interfere with their sleep. And they sleep a lot when they're infants. So, you know, kind of like related to the dog, they have to be accustomed to different kinds of atmospheres, but you have to monitor them. You know, I wanted to bring, if you guys are talking about current topics, I'd like to bring something up. Let me know what everybody thinks.
Oh yeah, nice hot topic. Saturday hot topics.
Okay. So, and that's what I was doing before I got on here is a post came up and it wasn't on my group and it was somewhere else, but somebody tagged me in the post and they wanted to know about a grand champion dog in the past that was hermaphrodite. Right. And it was Frio Boys grand champion Savannah, 7-time winner. So from that, it went to, I guess there was a person who people are saying was a man, fought a girl, knocked her out and all this stuff in the Olympics.
Right.
Is that true? Okay. So yeah, they went and they asked me that. What do you think about that? Because I always read the previous comments, see what everybody's saying. It's not good. It's not right. Shouldn't be done. This and that. It's not really a girl or not really a man. She's a girl and this and that. And then finally somebody said the person was a hermaphrodite. So I don't know the particulars, but they want my opinion. So I gave it to them. And what I said was, if the person is a hermaphrodite, then the genetic code should be able to tell you if it's more male or more female. So depending on what that code tells you, that's who they should compete with. The testosterone levels are high and it shows to have more XY chromosome or it gears towards that way, compete against men. Shows to be female, more female than male, then should compete against females, right? That was my answer. And I also said, you know, people will take something like that, that's an exception, very low percentage, and run with it. That's not the atmosphere of should women compete or men who sex change and all that stuff, should they compete against women? I don't agree with that. I agree male should compete against males, female should compete against females. In a case like this one, hermaphrodite, then you swing one way or the other, depending on what they tend to be more of than the other. And I also said, look, women have fought for rights and equality and justice and all this stuff and rules and to vote, all this shit. They're the ones who should be up in arms about this male, female, gender shit. I don't want my girls in a bathroom with a guy. I don't care if he had a sex change or not. I do not care. That's what, and females being mothers, being protectors of their children, they're the ones who should be raising hell over it. And maybe some of them are. I don't really watch that much. Maybe some of them aren't. But that was my answer to it. So I don't have all the answers, but that's how I would look at it.
Wayne Mill, what up, brother?
Commissioner, Buck City, APBT Radio. How you doing? How's the cast doing? Everybody looking good today, man. Word up.
Hey,
we
just talking about some hot topics, this Donald Trump thing, this election. I just want to let you know, just personally, bro, I'm not like we ain't about to fall out over who win this shit, bro. It looks like a shit show to me. And it's kind of like the same shit like when we was on here arguing this shit. People, oh, you guys need to do, this shit seems the same shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying.
I said this before too. Anytime you have a conversation, there's a potential that you're not going to agree and somebody's going to get mad. Sometimes that leads to violence over words.
Right.
That's bullshit to me. I got insulted, you disrespected me, all that, that happens every fucking day, dude. What are you going to do? Attack everybody that says something you don't like? So as a man, as being civil, having family responsibilities, I can just about talk to anybody. Even if they don't agree with me. Because if you can't do that, if you can't do that, then you can't have a conversation.
Yeah, sometimes it comes down to, we got so many people with thin skin, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we gotta get past that point where if you're a man and you even want to compete, or if you even have the gumption or the gall to want to do something to a female just because you got the upper hand, you're a chump. You're a chump. So most people forgot that there's just regular moral views that some people just don't have, and we got to get them people out of the way, because they're trying to create a narrative so they can fit in, instead of, dude, you don't fit in over here. Just go over in your corner, But it's hard for some people to admit that.
Question? Can I get all three of you guys on a random question? What do you guys think about the child support laws? I know it's off topic, but what do you guys think about the child support laws? But we are talking politics and shit,
Well, they started because somebody got to take care of the kids, the mom, and since the mom is the primary caretaker, that's where the child support came from. Now, within that, she's raising the kids and all that, but the man virtually has no say-so in anything. And where it stems from, or what happened because of that, is now you have a lot of women, single mothers, on child support through the government system, through welfare. So welfare gets the money. However much money the court says the father should pay, welfare gets it, and they distribute it to the women. But because of the way the welfare laws are set up, they only give the women so much money. So let's say the lady gets $1,000. She got a couple kids. She gets $1,000 per month from the government. If that man is paying $1,500 or $2,000, guess who keeps the other $500 or $1,000? The government keeps it. Don't go to the kids. That's the way it's set up. And that's the way welfare was set up from the beginning. You can't have a man in the house. You can't. Well, if you need aid and you're a family, The man needs welfare too if he ain't got a job or he's injured or something like that. It was done on purpose. It destroyed the black community and other communities too because of that. So
to add on to that, it destroys the economy too. It destroys the economy too. Don't forget the economy.
You're right. You're right, because somebody got to pay for it. And generally it's the middle class that pays for everything. Rich people don't pay for taxes, don't pay taxes, corporate and all that. That's okay to a point. Right. But and poor people ain't going to pay taxes because they don't make enough money to pay. So it's the middle class that pays for most of the taxes, and not just here. It's the same way in all these so-called socialistic countries. Same shit, man. Go to Sweden, anywhere in Scandinavia, it's the same. Go to Germany. Go to some of the Latin American countries. It's still even if you're a socialist country, you still got to pay taxes. And who pays it? The middle class, the working class, mostly.
That stems back to Mr. Garcia. That stems back though to what you said in a previous podcast on the show about how the family structure needs to be in place, where man over woman, woman with the children. I forgot how you said it, but once you lose that family structure, then the dynamic gets into the government, and the government starts rearranging stuff the way they want to, and that's not really, the way things are originally supposed to be.
Right. And maybe I didn't say it then, but it's done on purpose. That's how you control the masses. So people should wake up and realize that. And I'm 60 years old. I don't know shit about technology. I don't know this or that. I've owned a business before. I've been manager of a store. I've done all these different, even when I was 8 years old, picking tomatoes, this and that. It took me this long to figure out, or not this long, but it took me until I was in my 40s, close to 50, to figure out I should be making my own money. And damn, whatever I don't know, I can get help from my family, or I can figure it out. I know how to sell shit. So that's the advice I would give to people. Learn to make money at something you like to do. Everybody else can do it. And if you have a defeatist attitude and you let shit hold you back, it'll never get done. But if you want to put in the work, the time, get some education, whatever it takes, you can make money. I'll make money selling Hot Wheel cars. I don't give a shit. I got tons of them. I'll make money doing all my books, this and that. I'll make money if I got to mow somebody's lawn. I'll make money if I'll get a tax break if I donate shit here and there, So there's ways to make money. People just got to figure out how to do it. And the best way to do it is do something you like. If you're an artist, or plumbing, or you have some kind of trade, that's how cultures advance. That's how they get out of the rut. Everybody knows Latinos, mostly Mexicans, come to this country. They have for years, and they work in the fields. That's not all they do anymore. They went from working in the fields to working in the hotel industry and being dishwashers. Now they're in the restaurant industry and mowing lawns, this and that. Well, they went from that to owning the damn hotel and having their own restaurant and having their own grass cutting business and all that stuff. Almost every culture here in the United States has done that because you want to see advancement, but you have to have help within your own community. The Mexicans do this thing, I forget what it's called, but the group of people live in the same house, could be 20, 30, whatever it is, right? Everybody puts in $25, $50, $100 a week when they get their paycheck. Once a month, one person in that unit gets all the money. And they go through everyone until it round robins back again, and then it starts over. So I don't know how the numbers look, this and that, but at some point, every week, one of them people is getting a few $1,000s, and they can do whatever the hell they want with it. And the Indian community, Pakistan, all that, what they do is you have family. Of course, they have money because most of them that come over here, they have to have money to come over here. It's a long trip. So they're set up in business. When they have a nephew or cousin, whoever it is, wants to start a business, everybody loans him money. 50,000 here, 30,000 there, 20,000 this and that. My uncle gave me this, my dad, pretty soon they got $1 million, they start a business. And throughout that business, as it's becoming successful, they pay everybody back. And then you do it again, and everybody gets that benefit. It's real common. The Chinese do the same thing. Asians do the same thing. So I would look at those models.
And just to add to that, though, they don't do child support. Child support is bullshit. Child support is for children. Child support is for two so-called adults that are children that haven't come to an adult agreement on how their child is going to be raised.
That's true. You don't see that. And in my own little small circle, we handle everything in-house. We don't get no welfare. I've never even collected unemployment. I do it myself, man. I don't care how much I paid into it. It's fucking taxes. They're going to use it, whatever they use it for. And my mom used to say when they raised the Social Security tax, she go, okay, that's going for your grandpa. It's part of his, his increase or whatever. So we don't think that way. But you can't do that without having the family community. Everybody going to need help. I've helped my parents, my kids, neighbors. They've helped me at different times. So that's why that family unit is so important, in my view, is because at some point, everybody's going to need help. Well, who's going to help you? You can go to the government. You can get loans. Maybe you get grants and whatever. But you need the help now. You can't wait 30 days for the money to come in. And if you do it right, everybody's taken care of. Even if you borrow $1,000 from me and you don't pay me my $1,000 back, I'm going to get $1,000 work out of you some way. It's all good. If you pay me back, you don't want to do the work. Good, great. I'll take it either way. It doesn't matter. So there's ways to go about it. But if you don't have that mindset, if you don't know how, which takes education, and like I said, I'm late in life, man, because I didn't think about this stuff when I was young. That's how people create wealth. I'm in a position now where whatever I'm doing, I have to make sure my family, Angie, if I die first, mostly, is taken care of after I'm gone. So they just keep doing what I'm doing. It's all set up for them.
Mr. Garcia,
it's hard to do it on your own.
Yeah, we just talked the other day on the phone about how I said there's 4 camps that we all had to finally come to an agreement. It's taken us 11 years just to get the dogs' names the way we wanted them to. You know what I mean? Like somebody's arguing about, well, I named them this and I want my name on them. And it's like, dude, we all have to come to an agreement,
Yeah.
So
and well, a lot of times,
somebody like you. It takes somebody like you that's got leadership that we can all say, hey, let's all go talk to the man and see what he says,
Right. And when it's important shit or mostly important shit, you need a leader. You need somebody in charge. You need some kind of rules that the whole group, including the leader agrees to. But a lot of times shit is petty. It's petty stuff. I want acknowledgement. I want credit. I want this and that. I want to be a legend. I want to have my name in fucking whatever. All that shit will come to you if you do things right. You don't have to push it. You don't have to say, give me credit, acknowledge me. People know it. But when there's infighting like that, one person, 2 person, 3, whatever, depending on the course of time, gets credit. And pretty soon everybody getting credit and nobody's getting credit for anything. Because they're fighting who bred the dog, who named the dog, who did this, who did that, who conditioned the dog, who raised the dog, who fed it. The conditioner wants to take all the credit. Yeah, I took that motherfucker. I won. I'm badass. But they forget whoever it was raised them, taught them how to do the work, fed them,
team effort,
free of lice and fucking worms and all that stuff. How come he don't get no credit? He pre-kept him his whole fucking life, and one guy takes him for 8 weeks and does the work, and he gets all the credit? No, that's bullshit. So you can work as a team if it's done right, but everybody has to be in agreement, and there has to be at least one guy who's pretty much in charge, and usually it's the guy who has more experience and been through it and done that and knows more, has more knowledge, like that. But if they don't respect the leader, he's not a leader. And if the leader is putting down all these subordinates, then he don't deserve to be respected. So it's a two-way street no matter what. And it's the same thing with family, and it's the same thing with work.
Hey, you know how I see it? I'd rather have
How's that?
20% of I'd rather have 20% of a watermelon than 100% of a grape.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, not only that, you get more nutritional benefits from a watermelon than you do a grape. So you're hitting on all fucking cylinders.
That percentage
right?
is that percentage weighs out more than trying to be
all of nothing. Right.
It just people have to, you know, if you teach somebody to think that way, or if you just present it to them and it makes sense to them, you'll get a better result from it. A lot of people ain't taught; they don't even think of it. You know,
wasn't 50 Cent like 10% of that Vita water shit?
Yeah,
he was like 10% of it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like 65%,
right?
80%.
So let's say he got 90% of that water thing, and that's the only other business other than rapping and music that he does. Would he rather have 90% of that business or 10% of 20 business? That's the way he thinks. I got a little bit here, I got a little bit there. Pretty soon, I'm making $5 million a month rather than $1 million a month from one business. Because when you get that much, you got to put more time into that. Right. So now your time is cut short, not allowing you to do other shit you could be doing.
I've explained that to some young guys about buying dog food too. If you can buy 5 bags of Nutrisource or some of that Origin for 2 of your dogs, that's better than getting some 20 bags of Alpo for 20 dogs, you know?
Yeah, it is. And you know, okay, let's say that's what you can afford, Alpo. Right? Not very good. You can supplement with your fucking scraps from your refrigerator, from what you eat. So now you got 20 bags of cheap crap. You add something to it. It's still going to cost you more money because, you know, you're paying for the food. But there's ways to go around it. Just because I'm feeding Origin doesn't mean my dog's nutritionally better if the other one I'm supplementing it. Now if I'm feeding Origin and all they're giving is Old Roy or Alpo or something like that, I'm way ahead of the game. Because Origin is a lot better food. Right. So you can't cut corners no matter what. And you can't cut corners in life. And for some of us like me who's slow, it takes you a long time to learn this shit. So one of the benefits I see from this show and other shows is we're putting out information from experience, and maybe somebody will listen to it. Maybe it'll help them where they don't have to go through all the bullshit like we did. Some people are stubborn. They want to learn on their own. That's fine. More power to them. They did it on their own. But I want to add
back to the child support real quick. Out of my 11, right? You know, sometimes people don't know that children are a huge deal in my life. My family is a huge deal. I got 3 different kind of demographics or religions, heritage, races. I got 3 different ones, you know, and out of my situations, I only got one problem with the one that looked and is the same race as me. Now we'll battle, but it seems that there's a kind of a, you know, and the stereotypes hurt, but stereotypes sometimes are so truthful that that's why they hurt, you know? So my Asian kid, my Blasian kids, man, they great. They smart. They love me. That, you know, we got a whole different demographic than my black ones. They want toilet paper every weekend. They need money every weekend. They need somebody to babysit the babies every weekend. They want to act like they still babies. So I want people to know that the child support is almost a crutch. And that crutch makes everybody fall off the bandwagon.
You're right.
Everybody falls off the
because just like I was talking about the welfare system, people, government aid and all that stuff, it's a crutch. And what it does is because you're getting this money and you didn't earn it, you don't appreciate it. So you don't do nothing with it. And welfare don't allow you to do shit anyways. You can own 1 car, 1 house, but you can't advance.
That's right. And then people don't, and then they don't even respect you.
Right. You can't keep more than $2,000 in the bank. if you can afford to keep that much. But it makes you lazy. And you know, in your case, I would, what's the crux of the problem? Why is that one different from the other one? Got to be a reason.
know, and what's crazy is it's just like you just said. It's once you give somebody something and they don't have to earn it, they feel like you're that giver person. It's almost like they don't have to understand that I respect you enough to give you the money.
Right.
I respect you enough to even play by the rules, because I can play by my rules and you wouldn't get shit.
Right. And they become to feel entitled, like somebody owes them something.
Yes. And then, yep. Nobody owns anybody shit.
You know, people help you, acknowledge it.
Well, that's
because you're going to turn around and help them sometimes too.
When you keep giving it to them, though, that's what makes them feel like that, though. Because the first time they don't feel entitled, they feel thankful.
Right. Right.
But
and that falls on you for doing it. And I've said it before. I help anybody needs something. They come to me, my kid, grandkid, neighbor's kid, whoever it is, their kid, they need it, I'll help them. But I expect something back. And when I tell them to do something, they don't question it. They don't.
Yeah, but when the government plays the middleman, all of a sudden women feel like they're running shit. You know, all of a sudden the government tries to put the woman in the leader role, like, oh, this is for the kids. Well, we know it's not that way. Because if it was for the kids, we would have been there when she had the 3 other abortions by the other dude that didn't have no job, that didn't have no future.
And if that was the intention,
what do you think about the
personally?
Law?
I'll say this first. I don't like to get into politics. I don't like to get into stuff. But you're asking me. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like abortion. I don't like abortion.
Don't kill nobody. Yeah,
you can make any kind of argument you want for it. Sometimes it's medically necessary. I understand that. My grandmother went through that. Her last child, the doctor told my grandfather, I can save the child or I can save your wife, but I can't save both. And he said, save my wife. I need her. We got 5 other kids. It's a hard decision. But for the most part, abortion, it ain't that kind of decision. They just don't want to have a baby. Whether it's a mistake, whether it's on purpose, you know, the relationship went south after she got pregnant, whatever it is.
Medical murder is not approved anywhere in my world. Medical murder, I don't care. Even if I got a dog coming out and it's not in the sack. You know, when you get that pup that's not in the sack and he look like he's been drowning for the last 10 minutes while she's in labor, I'm still trying to make that baby live. I'm trying to get air in that baby's lung. I'm trying to get that mucus out of that baby's lungs. I'm trying to hold him upside down. I'm trying to, pet him. I'm trying to bring him back to life, man. You know, some dudes, I done seen them. They be like, no, that didn't come out in the placenta. Oh, that ain't going to be no good dog. You don't know. This is life, This is life. And abortion is just something that,
what happens too, Ween, is people always take shit to the extreme. So let's say it was legal to have an abortion up to 4 months. Then it's going to be legal to have abortion up to 6 months. Then 9 months, right before the baby's born. Pushing. Now you're going to have an abortion. That's a live baby, man.
Well, my thing is this.
I don't. Go ahead.
Nah. They the man. Because I'm a fucking man. We don't have the choice whether we keep it or not. We don't. So for you to give all the choice to the woman, then why are we obligated to pay child support? And I think that if child support wasn't there, I think that women would make better decisions and they would have kids with guys that want to have kids with them.
Good point.
Yep. You're right.
Why not? And let's say someone does get child support. They're not required to provide any receipts of how much they paid for the kid, how much went to the house, how much, none of that. You just give them the money, they do whatever the hell they want with it. And because they're alone, sometimes the children suffer for that. They ain't taking care of their kids.
I
They're
blame.
doing what
Hey,
they
you
got
know
to
what?
do, and a lot of
We gotta.
times they're working. So now they got to pay
Yeah,
somebody
but
else
we
to
gotta.
take care of their kids.
Yep. Yep. But we gotta blame. We gotta also be like, look, some of that wolf pussy. That's the women that they can't keep a dude if they tried to, and they hide until they do get a baby, or they do trap somebody, and then their real character comes out. You know, men can't.
Yeah.
Men can't front. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't kind of front in front of a female who we really are. We got to really be who we are, damn near 100% of the time.
Yeah,
But a woman can put on makeup and nails and hair and come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna do that if they
that's
know
that wolf
that it's
pussy.
not gonna be no child support. You know.
Well, I seen a video a few years ago, and it was this lady, her and her girlfriends. They're talking about, they get with these athletes, they get with these people that have money, entertainers, whatever it is, rappers, whatever it is, And the focus was on, they have all these babies, right? Her address to that was 17%. 17% of their income. We're going to get 17% of their income. That's how they look at it. Okay, I'm going to have a baby here and there. I'm getting all this money. And all I got to do is put myself through 9 months of whatever and then have a baby. That's their focus. That should never be the focus when you're having kids, man. But that's the mindset that they have. If I'm going to go through this, I'm going to get paid for it. So who do I go to? I go to somebody that has money. And I'm going to get 17%. Some people evil, man.
That's foul business. That's bad business, though. That's bad business.
I mean, the kid's going to suffer, man. He's not going to see his dad. He does. He's going to see him, whatever. And people don't take that into account. If you have children, who does it affect the most? All this negative shit. Kids.
Exactly.
And then they grow up all fucked up, and nobody wants to take responsibility for it. So like we were talking earlier about the games, they put all that shit. Well, who's allowing them to do that? The kid's doing it because that's what he learned. Whose fault is it? The parent. But they don't want to take responsibility for it. They don't want to say, I fucked up. I got to change shit. Not do that. They want them out of sight, out of mind, so they're not bothering them. The only reason I got married and me and Angie got together young was to have a family. That was my intention from a kid because that's the way I grew up. That's what I wanted. There's a lot of dynamics to it.
Do you feel? Hey, check this out, though, Mr. Garcia. Do you feel that you love your oldest a little bit more than them younger ones?
No, I just like him better because he's a boy and he don't come and he don't come with all the craziness. I have to deal with the craziness of the girls all the time because they're vocal and they're emotional, and that's how women act. Yeah. Emotion. So you got to learn how to deal with that. Right. But regardless of who's what and whatever, somebody has to be in charge. So if I tell them, shut up and sit down and stop arguing with your mother, don't matter if you're a boy or a girl. That's the way it is.
Yep. I always try to let mine know. Yep. Same thing. I'm trying to let them know.
And I was going to say they don't like it and they rebel against it. But you'll find out when they've been influenced that way, family oriented, when they grow up, they do the same shit that you did. Same thing. Because they see the benefits of it. They see what it does to their children. Now they grow up and the kid get educated, goes to work or goes to the military or does something. And they're not bums lying around doing nothing.
And they forget it's just like the dogs with the traits. They have our traits. So we're trying to guide them with the traits that we know we saw in ourselves, and we're trying to guide them as in, dude, when I see that happening, when that happened to me, I had to leave the room or I had to go calm down. Otherwise, that trait in you that I got in me, you're going to explode and make a mistake,
Yeah.
So I try to tell them it's not about I love one of you more. I see so much more of me in the other one that I got to be on that other one. Because otherwise he gonna make them bad mistakes like I did,
Yeah. And believe me, I talk all good because that's my intention. I'm putting out the good stuff with my family, dogs, and all that. That doesn't mean there ain't a lot of shit to go along with it. You learn how to deal with it. You learn it. What are you gonna do about it? So once you accept that and acknowledge that's the way life is, then you can do something about it. You can adjust, you can improve, and hopefully your kids will be better than you, because that's all our parents wanted and grandparents. You want the next generation to be better than you, not have to suffer so much, be more educated, be a better version. And if you do that, you're okay. And you kind of, all that bad shit kind of goes to the wayside, because you see how it got you to this point. It made you what you were, what you are. So I don't have all the answers. I ain't perfect. My wife is perfect because she told me to say that, but you know, that's the way things go. I always say that. It sounds stupid sometimes. What are you gonna do about it? You know, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You're gonna let it get the better. You're gonna quit. That a lot of that stuff comes from the dog. You're just gonna quit and give up, and that's it. Well, maybe for a day or two, and then you got to get up and go to work again.
Yeah, speaking of getting up and going, I'm still going over here. You know what I got on the ground over here? Both of you know what I got on the ground over here. I got to get back to it. Yeah. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'm waiting for my mail. I'm ready to, you know what I mean, Mr. Garcia, I'm waiting for my mail.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I hear
Buck City, ABPT Radio. Salute to the chat. Y'all keep it popping. I'll talk to you guys soon, man. Y'all hang in there.
Peace, brother. Woo! Good talk.
Peace. Hey, you know, we always got to have good talks, you know, because sometimes we got to get into it, man. The presidential thing, you know, to me, it just seemed like a shit show. You know, I mean, it's a lot of jabs being thrown around, you know. Yeah. You know, they're playing.
Buck, it's always been like that. It's just now it's in the open more. Whatever's going on today, it went 100 years ago. Whether you're talking about Garfield, whether you're talking about Roosevelt, whether you're talking about the founders of the country, always been there. It's just more open, and people realize they can get away with a lot of shit. They ain't have no repercussions. They have the money, they have the power, they can do whatever they want. They can influence and manipulate people and pay people off. So it's always been like that. You know, Ulysses S. Grant went through a lot more shit than Trump is going through or Biden is going through. He was accused of you know, embezzling money and playing favorites, you know, paying his people who supported him, paying him off, and having his relatives involved in his presidency. And it didn't stick then. So I don't know with any politician how much is going to stick, but it's not anything new. It's just more open, because somewhere along the line, somebody figured I can do whatever the hell I want. It can't do shit to me. Once in a while it happens.
Yeah.
But not too often. So when it comes to politics, you know, in this thing, and I don't get into politics too much because I'm an ex-felon, I can't vote. So what the hell does my, you know, opinion matter? But I would say this: Biden been almost 4 years. Trump was in 4 years. Were things better with Trump, or were they better with Biden for you, for anybody individually?
I'm not gonna lie. Just on a personal level, and I went through a lot of shit, you know, the whole turmoil, I went through a lot of shit, but it just seems to me, of course, I'm just a little small, little micro, little piece of the planet, but it seemed to me like I had a better time with Trump.
Well, me too.
Financially, too.
I'm a business owner, so I got more taxes back. Anybody knows the gas was cheaper, food was cheaper. Right. We had more businesses here. Biden cut out all the energy, cut the pipeline off. Now we're outsourcing. We're buying oil and fucking gas from other countries. We have enough here. It ain't gonna run out. They knew that when they first instituted, you know, drilling for oil. They knew the supply was almost endless. And there's a guy on YouTube who made a video who says that, because he was there in Europe when all the corporate people got together when oil started becoming popular. They started using it. It went from just using it for, you know, grease and and other things to actually fuel and stuff like that. They knew that back then. It's not a fossil fuel, and the supply is almost endless. If not, they're not going to run out, and it doesn't hurt the environment like people say. Because if it did, in those 110 years or whatever it is, 120 years, 100 years that we've been using it, you would see a dramatic change in the environment. Because there's more cars, more vehicles, more planes, more whatever that use fuel and natural gas and coal, and it hasn't changed much. You know, it just. But that's how sometimes people. But that's how I would look at it. So for me, yes. And when I learned to look at politicians and even entertainers or actors, or musicians. You know, I learned to look at their work, not really what they say or how they act, or they all nasty, man. They all have an agenda. But what kind of work did they do? Did they benefit you or not? I don't care what race anybody is. I don't care where they come from. I don't care if they had money growing up or poor as dirt. Doesn't matter. What did they do when they got in office? And their record is public, so it's there. So you can either watch media and believe what they tell you, or you can do some research and find out as much of the truth as you can. If you want to say Trump is nasty because he said that about a woman, well, what about Bill Clinton? When that happened to Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. And I'm not a Bill Clinton fan, but I'm just saying the act itself, that's between him and his wife. Did it affect his presidency? Didn't seem like it.
Yeah.
So what they do matters more than what they say to me. Everybody talks right.
They're human. They're human.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to realize it with Trump.
Yeah.
You know, they get prosecuted. They get, you know, and they keep going. They keep going. Like if Trump, I'm gonna tell you now, he said some racist shit. You know, we could argue that. You know, we could say all of this shit, but if he was a dog, his ass would be a Red Boy Jocko dog.
He don't quit.
He
doesn't care about all that rhetoric and all that bullshit. He really don't. And if he's for the United States, if he's for the people, and he's for all races, like he says, then it should show up in your pocket. How does it affect your income, your money, what you're buying, what you're spending on, how many taxes you're paying? If you see it more positive than negative, go with him. If you see Biden and Harris, or Harris, you think she's going to do that, go with her.
Trump's going to have some shit. I don't know who's going to win, you know, but I just think Trump, if I was myself, I might be looking at opening a couple, starting another LLC. You know what I'm saying? Something like on the business side of it, because I know there's going to be some type of advantages for people that's wanting to get into business and further their
right.
Their
well, the difference with Trump, and other people is he'll admit he's taken advantage of those tax cuts, and because that's the way the laws are. The other side has too. The difference is he admits it. And if you take advantage of the same cuts through LLC or corporation, whatever, he's not going to do anything about it. He's not a hypocrite that way. Where some other people, they're going to take advantage of those advantages, but they ain't going to tell you, and they don't want you to have it because now you're infringing on their shit. So it's either across the board or it ain't. And again, like I said earlier, if you learn how to make your own money, you can take advantage of all that shit too. I have a lot of write-off.
Now I ain't gonna lie. Now when he got hit with that biscuit when he was on stage a couple weeks ago, I don't think that was the right move for him to try to stand up and put his fist up and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, on a personal level, you might not like it. You might think it's bullshit, whatever it is. For me, I don't care. I don't.
Well, no, I don't care, but it's like,
Yeah. I'm not.
I mean,
And what
get
I
down.
mean by that, I don't really care how any of that shit looks. I don't
So
get into that game because I want to see what the person is gonna do, not what he
right,
says, or not what Harris says or Biden or any of them.
but
You
the
kind of, it's
Secret
like,
Service people that they're kind of like there to shield you, and if you're
yeah.
antagonizing
Well,
the
in that
shooter,
respect, yeah, it's dumb. You're
you
raising up,
know,
raising your fist. What if they shoot you again? You know, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
what
they
if
might
what
shoot
if
you again. Yeah,
like if he
yeah,
would have got
yeah,
down, he would have lived, but he
yeah,
put his
yeah,
fucking fist up and got
yeah,
hit in the
yeah,
throat. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah. Then people
I
would say,
mean,
"Well, it was his own damn fault," and they would be right. You know. So I don't know. We have there's a lot of Mexicans typically, my community anyways, more Democrat, more liberal. They always have been. And they're going to vote for whoever is liberal in there no matter what. But when you have some of them breaking away and becoming more conservative, why did the liberals attack them? They should be able to change their mind if they want. They should be able to follow whoever they want to. Why are you calling them names? Or it could be your brother, cousin, whatever. Now, you ain't, like you said, you ain't going to break up a friendship over some bullshit like that. But that happens. You love this person 5 minutes ago, and once he tells you, I support this other side, now he's your enemy. Where's your thinking at?
yeah, it's crazy. I think in
I
this
don't know, dude.
world, no matter who's the president, you got to be able to compete out here at a high level. And it's your advantage to like you said, have a family structure to where you know what I'm saying, you guys can help each other out and different things, because that's huge.
Everybody needs help. I said this too. Everybody mixed. Why are we fighting over races? Everybody mixed. I guarantee you, I have ancestors that came from Africa. I guarantee it. And I ain't done no DNA test, and I don't need one. Because if my ancestors are Native Americans, well, a lot of them were from Africa too, long before any European came here. But yeah, I got Asian descent. I got white. My family's all mixed. But if people would admit it, they would see that they're mixed too, and their families
Right.
are mixed. So what are you? Not now we're judging people on the color of their skin, not really what their culture is or what their ancestry is. It's how you look. They have a thing on PBS, where and they're famous people, and they're doing DNA tests and finding out who they came from. They're surprised, man. Some of these people didn't know that their ancestors were slave owners. Some of them didn't know they were white ancestors. They didn't know they had black ancestors. Lily white people, and their great grandfather was African American. It shouldn't be a surprise. The whole world is that way. You have people crossing continents and producing children here and there and marrying and whatever, even by force. You still
Right.
mix. If the Moors were in Africa for 500 years, we're in Spain for 500 years, and the Spaniards came to America and started making babies, you don't think that they have African blood in them? That's a long fucking time. We'll never see 500 years. So every Spaniard in today's time, every Hispanic in today's time, or Latino, has African blood in them.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's they trace some of my DNA on my mom's side, and it was traced back to a white lady in England, and she had a baby with a slave, and so they cast him off, or cast the baby. She had to get rid of the baby or some shit.
Right.
Then they traced it. Of course, it's just more slave lineage from there, And yeah, man, they traced that shit all the way back. She was actually from royalty too. And then she basically denounced that side of the family, which is my side of the family, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and don't take this the wrong way, but good thing about tracing your family like that, if you have ancestors who were slaves, is they kept records of all those people because they were property. So that's how we know where people come from sometimes. And in other communities, you don't have no record. You go back to your great grandparents, and that's about it. We know they come from Ireland. We know they come from England. We know they come from, Brazil, whatever it is. But because they kept accurate records of all the slave trade, that lineage is being able to be researched. And a lot of times, what we call race, it's more culture, the way people behave, where they come from, how they act, what their influences are. Because with all these different colors, if you take one particular color, the culture is not the same. You have white people as rich as fuck, and you have them dirt poor. So it's not the color. The same with black people. I love history. The first black millionaire woman was in 1920. She was a millionaire. The first black millionaire was in the 1800s. And yeah, it ain't a lot of them, but it's not like they weren't entrepreneurs and business owners and dealt with all that racism and hate and all that shit and made something of themselves. So that would be the example I would be looking at. How did they do it? And maybe I could do it. Especially it was tougher back then. Shit, imagine that.
Yeah.
And I ain't rich, I'm a business owner, whatever, but I don't have a lot of money, but it's enough and I'm good.
Right. Now you're supposed to make your situation comfortable,
Yeah. I don't worry about shit. As long as I got cigarettes and my truck runs, I'm good. Angie does whatever the hell she wants. I don't care.
Yeah, I want to definitely, look at ways to financial freedom. I think that's huge, so you can be able to do what you really want to do with life and enjoy life.
And unfortunately, you got to play that fucking game, man. You got to get involved in shit that might rub you the wrong way, or you feel like you're part of this group. So what, man? So what? If it's based on you're trying to take care of your family, your wife, your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever, mom, dad, gives a shit. As long as you don't do anything illegal and you follow the rules, take advantage of it. Why not? I don't see anything wrong with it. It's the reason you're doing it that should matter, not how it's done, as long as it's done legally. But there's all kinds of shit you can do. Takes time. And I'm glad you have a lot more time than I do, because once you get all your shit, and it takes time to do that. You could announce you're going to do something. It may take you 5 years to get to that point. So what?
Right.
It took Carnegie 30 years to get to where he was at. And the same thing with Ford and all them other guys. They didn't start off with this idea and make a ton of money. They had failures and they went broke more than once, but they stuck to it. And their kids benefited from it. The Rothschild, all them guys. Whether you think they're evil or whatever it is, it's the model that you should be following. And you don't have to be evil like they were. Do it for some good. And if you want to get out and help your community, you want to donate money or your time or whatever, do that too. You want to get into politics, get in there, see if you can make a difference on a local level, and then maybe go from there. But if you have people attacking you, oh, now you're a politician, you're going to be, corrupt and all that shit. Don't let that stop you, because you don't have to be corrupt. You don't have to embezzle money.
Right.
You don't have to sell drugs if you don't want to.
Right. That's one thing. This new age with the technology and everything, and YouTube and everything, it really showed me that there is a million different ways of making money besides illegal shit, you know?
Yeah. You sleep better at night too.
Right.
No matter what. We've all done illegal shit, or not all, but we know a lot of people that have, and myself included. There's always that cloud over your head. Oh, you got to worry about this, worry about that. And then when the shit happens, you got to deal with it. And it affects your family, it affects yourself. You may lose everything. So if you do it the other way, you don't have as many headaches and you sleep better at night. And it's going to take longer. But whatever it is you did, you earned it with your own sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. You can feel good about yourself. And if you're helping your kids, it takes the weight off your shoulders. I don't have to worry shit about me. My kids are taken care of. That's how I look at it. Everybody don't look at it that way. And that's why I don't talk a lot of this stuff, because I'm not trying to tell people what to do. And I'm not telling them my way is the best way. I'm just giving them my example and other people's example. And they can weigh the differences, see how they want to do it. Some people ain't gonna like what I say, man. I'm telling you. They get Schoolboy. I didn't know you thought that way. Well, you never asked me.
Hey, man, this is hey, we can all agree to disagree. You know,
we should be able to. Yeah, I mean, even racial slurs towards me or whatever, they don't bother me. It's just words. I don't give a shit. If it really bothered me, I'm gonna do something about it. And I have when I was younger. But now, man, I let it slide off, because it's people's ignorance generally that why they speak that way.
I mean, you definitely do more damage to yourself retaliating off of that shit. You would. I mean, I understand about the respect thing, and I get it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, you just can't.
What's the reality?
Everybody. I mean, you got to get.
What's the reality?
My thing is, if you're gonna get
I'll
one,
give
you got to get them all.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. They had a thing on Danny Trejo, right? Everybody knows, rough life, tough guy. But he's older now. He had a problem at some parade. He gets down, confront the guy. They beat him up, knocked him down, knocked his friend too. You're too old to be doing that, dude. If you're going to get in a confrontation like that, why don't you take a bat out and swing it at their head? If it's going to go that far. But a 60, 70-year-old man out there fist fighting with a 20, 30-year-old kid, you're probably going to lose. It doesn't matter how tough you used to be. You ain't tough like that no more.
Right.
I'm just saying. I ain't gonna. Somebody comes to my house, I'm not going to fight them. I'll stab them or shoot them, man. Waste my time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and I'm not a tough guy. I'm not saying it. Just I don't see the.
Yeah. Well, no, you just
I don't see the benefit of it.
Man, you got to be a man. Like, you know what that is.
If I say I'm a protector, then I got to protect. You're right. If I say I'm a protector, I got to protect.
Which bear are you worried about if you go in the wild? Which one?
Yeah, the cub or the
mother bear,
the mom.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you gotta worry about that. So you go to somebody's house, you most likely you're gonna have to be worried about the dad, bro. You know, because the dad, no matter if he's 2 foot tall, he has a job. He's DNA coded to protect that household.
That's true.
It doesn't matter by any means, you know. Now we could bend the law and do all this weirdo shit, but at the end of the day, if somebody comes across that threshold, that's your responsibility as a man to protect this family. You know, that's your lineage, that's your bloodline.
And it's one of the reasons why women marry certain men that are like that.
Exactly.
That's why they do it.
Exactly.
Because you know, I mentioned this too. My grandson's involved in boxing, right? That's a sport. That's a fight. That's what it is. Maybe he'll take it far. Maybe he won't. But, and I've helped him like I did all my kids, grandkids, you know, talking about defense and how to fight and do whatever little bit I know. I try and teach him.
Right.
But that boxing, and that street fight are two different things. Street fight is survival. So in that realm, I teach them different. It ain't about punching somebody or kicking somebody. It's about poking their eyes out, hitting them in the throat. If you get close to them, bite them in the face, bite them in the ear, smash their nose. That's survival. And if you're in a street fight and it lasts more than a few seconds, your chances of coming out unhurt or alive lessen. So it ain't the same thing. And you know, that come from, because I see all these comparisons. What's better in a street fight, MMA or boxing or this and that? And they give their reasons. And that's what I put. Street fight ain't sports. It ain't boxing. It ain't MMA. Them moves could cost you because it takes too long. Now, if you pop somebody in the head, you knock them out in a street fight, that's great. You won. But if you don't, what are you going to do? They get that close to you in your face, what are you going to do? And that's how I teach my kids. They could be 200 pounds and you could be 120 pounds. If you poke them in the eye or kick them in the nuts, it's going to have a lot of effect. That might give you the victory.
Yeah, nah, for real.
But people think, you know, I got to man up and I got to put my fists up and I got to fight and I got to use this technique. Fuck all that technique. Survive, live. Because if you get knocked down, you don't know what they're going to do to you. They might stomp you into the ground and kill you.
Yeah, you might not even know what happened.
That's right. And then you're dead and your family got to bury and all that. Right.
You know?
Exactly. Which has happened.
And some dudes don't know how to stop. You know, and then
they
with
won't
all this
stop.
Social media shit, it's like shit. Let me whip his
Exactly.
ass because I'm about to be on social media. You know?
Exactly.
So that's
so
most
especially
likely you're gonna get stomped the fuck out. You know?
That's right. Or you're gonna stomp somebody, and for the same reason, social media and all this shit, you're gonna kill somebody.
Exactly.
And you can talk about that all you want, but you're gonna be in prison or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't happen every time, but for the guys that it did happen to,
yep,
man,
that's where they're at.
Yeah.
Because you think you have to be a man and fight fair and use skill and all that bullshit. Like I said, it's survival, and I teach that especially with my kids. So most of my family, except me, they have concealed carry permits. They have pepper spray. They got them electronic, whatever. They got whatever, dude. You know, and they learn how to use it. They go to these classes like normal people do, regular people do, and learn and get their certificate and all that shit. Hey, because they have family. Because the toughest or the most evilest people that I knew, that I was familiar with, were not tough people. They scared. That's why they pull out a gun. That's why they sneak up behind you. That's why they have a 2x4 or a knife and you don't. So it ain't these big, tall, strong, 250-pound guys that can bench press 300 pounds. It ain't them that are the toughest.
Well, yeah, you're right. Because that guy that got up on that roof and hit the president, he was about 125 pounds.
Little nerdy, skinny guy, you know, that could be influenced by somebody probably.
So what's the stereotype though? Like, 'cause I've been stereotyped a lot. Like I've been on one side of the street, walking down the street, and I seen people just cross the fucking street, bro. You know, it happened. You know, it happened.
Well,
right?
What's
the stereotype now?
That's a good preventative. And just like any serial killer, whether it's John Wayne Gacy or Ted Bundy or that kid you're talking about, it's the stereotype don't fit them. They look regular people. They you know, what's his name used to work for Kennedy, Ted Bundy. He was a press secretary or some shit. He's educated, went to Harvard. Not that big, not that tough, not that strong. They're twisted in their mind, first thing. The other thing is they're scared. They have to have an advantage. So they're not going to show their true colors. You know, when that Hannibal Lecter came out, my brother, he's very well educated, a lot smarter than me. People think I'm smart. My brother's smart, and anybody that knows him will say that. When Hannibal Lecter came out, he made a comment one time because, you know, they're trying to figure out how his mind works and this and that. And he said, when he acts like a normal person, that's the fake part. When he's in that psychotic mode, that's his normal behavior. So that's what people like him and other people, that's what they do. They're faking you in real life. They're nice and, you know, humble and feeble and skinny and all that. But if they have the advantage, they're evil if they have that mindset. Why did Ted Bundy only go after girls? Because they're weak. They ain't gonna do that with men. Why did John Wayne Gacy go after mostly children? Because they're weak. They ain't gonna do that shit with men.
Motherfucker, get on your ass. Shit.
Just saying.
Especially
So
about his
again,
life,
talking about family,
man.
that's why we protect our kids the way we do. Our kids don't walk to school. We drive them. We pick them up.
I done seen some, you know, some pretty sheltered dudes. Because, you know, the kids that seem like they be in the hood and doing all this shit, they seem like they're quicker to pop off, kind of like in some cases,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But I've seen some dudes turn on, you know.
Yeah.
I see some little nerd dudes turn the fuck on, you know.
Yeah. You get fed up with being bullied. You're tired of it.
Like, oh, he turned the fuck on now.
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were like
he
that.
starts liking it. He's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Yes, sir.
Just, you know, there's a lot of dynamics, man, and you have control for the most part of your own situation. So how are you going to live? How are you going to influence your kids? How are we influencing people here online about dogs? I'm going to give them history. I'm going to give them knowledge. I'm going to give them my experience. I'm going to give them what I saw. And I'm not going to deviate too much from that. I'm not going to embellish it, things that happen or lie. And I'm going to talk about my wins. I'm going to talk about my losses. And because if you don't, it's gonna catch up with you. You know, somebody's gonna catch you.
Fight too.
Yeah. Well, they can if they know how to fight. Look at Alexis Arguello. They call him the explosive thin man. Power in his punches, and he was 5'9", 126
heads too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of it. Just like the dogs, they come in all different. That's why I like them so much. One of the reasons. I like boxing. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what race you are. Doesn't matter how tall or how short or how thin or how heavy or muscle or none of that stuff. If you're good, you're good. And with the dogs, it's the same way. The weight range is all over the board. Different shapes, sizes, structures, mentality, disposition, style, ability, athleticism, all different. That's where you get heavy competition. Who's going to win? So when they say a stifle dog always wins, bullshit. Stifle dog always beat a head dog, bullshit. Head dog always beat a stifle dog, bullshit. That ain't true. Them short, squatty, bully son dogs, they can't this and that, bullshit. I've had them and I've seen them. And the tall, well-structured dog has advantages, yeah. But he gets beat too sometimes. How does that happen? A lot of different factors.
Shit happens.
It happens. And there's different factors. There's reasons why. There's reasons why it happens. And if you have some kind of, experience in it, you can pinpoint it. One was conditioned better than the other. one utilized his style better than the other.
Yeah. Maybe one already experienced a motherfucker back there and he ain't going for it.
There you go. There you go. And if one never experienced it, he might panic when they hit him back there.
You might just let a motherfucker back there.
Yeah. Oh shit. What do I do now? I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Yeah, these hounds, man.
A lot of similarities. You know, it's a good time. I just, you know, like I said, I didn't know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't even read the thing because I was addressing that other issue. But it's a good topic. I wish I'd have heard the people you had on previously. I'll go back and listen to them. They probably made some good points. I'm sure they did. You have a tendency to have people on that can make some kind of an impact in a positive way.
Yeah, now we definitely branch out to different people to, you know, get the perspective. But I knew you definitely could jump on some of these topics. Yeah. And like we could talk about the presidency and, you know, everything, but at the end of the day, we got to put ourselves and our family in a position to weather the storm, no matter who is president, you know. You got to be able to be a chameleon. Like, if the world is changing to this or they going this way, hey, you got to have somebody and you got to educate your household to be able to adapt to that, you know?
Yeah,
that's what
deal with it. Because the presidency changes every 4 years or 8 years, depending. Yeah, so it's always somebody new and different coming in. And local laws change and local politicians change and ordinance, everything changes. So again, what are you going to do about it? You know, if they don't, you know, they have tethering laws in your city or whatever, you got to adapt to that. But it shouldn't take away from you, you know, taking good care of your animals, feeding them right, exercising them. Just figure out a different way to do it.
Right.
And it may cost you more money too. You know, a chain setup as compared to a kennel, but the dogs always cost money. My kids always cost money. They grown, man, and make more money than I do, and I still got to help them.
Right.
But you know, I took that on. That's my responsibility. I can't bitch about it now. I actually enjoy it. You know. Yeah, you still need me.
That's your legacy, though.
You know yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's a legacy. I seen my grandfather before he passed. One day he was just at a family function, and I was over in the cut just chilling. And I was just kind of observing everything, and I saw him just like sitting like kind of in the middle of it, but kind of off to the side a little bit. And I'm looking at everybody running around, all the kids, everybody, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different conversations going on. And I'm like, damn, you know, I know he's sitting back like damn, I created all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
I did the same with my grandma.
So I was like, damn, you know, like I wanted to be like that one day, you know?
Yeah.
Like just sitting back at a barbecue or something and just in my older age, you know, maybe in my 70s, and you know, he was probably like 75 or something at that time when I had this feeling. And man, that'd be cool, man. You got great grandkids, great, you know what I'm saying? You got all of this.
You get more pleasure out of that than a lot of material shit that we have.
Right.
It just, you know, it hits you at that age that, man, there's a lot of production I put out, a lot of family, a lot of influence. You know, I have friends of my children. One of them lives in Australia. I have, you know, nieces, nephews, all that. They still hit me up for something, especially if it's dog related, you know. Oh, what do I do about this? Oh, what do I do about that? They'll message me. Hey, Dad, I have this problem. Can you help me? Yeah. What about, you know, A lot of it's dog. A lot of it is history. A lot of it is school. If it's math, I can't help them for shit. But it's geography or history, I can help them with a lot of different things. So they hit me up. They know they can. They know I'll do it. Like I mentioned before, my daughter was doing a paper. I wrote the paper for her for college. She got a good grade on it. So.
Yeah, that fight tonight. Fight night.
Who is it, Bud?
Yeah, Bud. I forgot the other dude's name.
Yeah. It's not Maidana.
Fight night going on. Fight night.
Cruise or something. Yeah.
I'm gonna
go with Bud.
Ridge.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got leftovers. I barbecued the last 2 days. Yesterday, my grandson came to visit. He's in the military in New York, so he came to visit. So we did a dinner for him. Then the night before that, yeah, I love all that. I like cooking.
I don't eat it a lot. I eat a lot of chicken, and you know what I'm saying. I try to stay off the red meat and all the, a lot. But I will just whip it up. Just grab a case of ribs, a rack of ribs, and season them up and throw them on the grill real fast. Everybody seemed to like it. It's like, oh shit, the grill. I always got excited when the barbecue grill popped on.
And it's that time of year.
That's what we do.
It's this barbecue
shit
season.
The barbecues and shit.
Yeah. Half the time I don't even eat my own food, but I enjoy seeing people eat it. And I always ask, I'm like I don't know, man. Is it good? Do you like it? Are you sure? Like that, like little fucking whatever, Right. Yeah, Dad,
Yeah, exactly. And, that's how I was on Father's Day. I didn't even I think I barbecued. I just like it, man.
Yeah, me too.
I do this. My whole existence is for my family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what it is. That's my Disneyland. That's my Dubai. And that's my, when I'm at the crib chilling, I look through the back and see the boys on the trampoline and shit, the little baby and shit running around, spraying motherfuckers with the water hose and shit. That's Dubai for me. It is.
Nice. Yeah. I'm the same way.
Nothing better than that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. People always ask me too, what's the best for my dog, best food, this and that. And I just tell them there ain't no best. Find a good balanced meal. And because I can't really, a lot of times depends on where you live. If you're not in the U.S. and what's available. So I look at food kind of that way. And I don't care what people eat or what they feed their dogs, as long as it's a good diet balance. You got the right nutrients. Because we have a tendency to believe, especially with wild animals, that a carnivore is a carnivore, or herbivore is a herbivore, or omnivore is an omnivore. And I haven't found that to be true. For the most part, yeah, they're an herbivore. For the most part, yeah, they're a carnivore. But that ain't all they eat. I've seen giraffes eat birds, just in videos. Giraffes eating birds. Chickens will eat anything. And where that came from is I used to like big game hunting. Not that I went on big game hunting, but when I was a kid, I'd get these books, how they hunted elephants. This one guy killed an elephant. When he opened her up, there was a full-grown woman inside the elephant.
What?
Yeah. He ate a lady. Why? I don't know. He's hungry, I guess. That's the only thing I can figure. He's hungry. They'll eat anything. And I've seen that with coyotes and foxes and chickens and pigs and ducks. And they eat anything. And with carnivores, especially canines and felines, people think, well, they get the carbs and they get the nutrients from the belly and the organs and all that. That's true. But I've seen coyotes eating apples. and eating berries and eating grass, and they eat bugs, and they'll eat almost any carrion, whole meat. But I've also seen pigs and goats do the same thing, and chickens especially. They'll become cannibalistic. They'll eat their own kind if it's dead. So animals, regardless of what we think of them, will eat almost anything. So herbivore is not totally herbivore. Carnivore is not totally carnivore. And that's just from my observation. And I guess if people looked it up, they looked on YouTube, there's all kinds of videos, you know. Like I said, I seen a video of a giraffe eating birds. They catch these birds out of the tree and they eat them, swallow them whole. Mother Nature knows, I guess, what they need. So when it comes to the dogs, find a balanced diet. You like to feed chicken, feed chicken. You like to feed beef, feed beef. You like to feed fish, feed fish. You like grains and all, you know, there's so much information and misinformation, and it's always changing back and forth. This is not good for you now. This is good for you. This is bad now. It's good. And it goes, I don't know, man. So because my father was poor and they ate whatever the hell they could eat, that's kind of the way I grew up. You just eat whatever you like. But if you're active, and if something causes you a problem, of course, don't eat it. So if you don't like it, don't eat it. If you're allergic to it, don't eat it. If it upsets your stomach or whatever, don't eat it. But other than that, if you monitor your food and you active, a lot of that stuff that's supposed to hurt you don't hurt you. Like raisins. Everybody know you're not supposed to feed dog raisins. I read a thing online where one raisin can kill your dog. Well, I fed my dog a whole box full of raisins. Didn't do shit to him. Before I knew that information, I wouldn't do it now, I guess, but it didn't affect him because I raised my dogs to eat anything. And they would eat anything. And that's part of their instincts. And now I'm seeing dogs that are picky and allergic. That just don't come about.
Why
Maybe
would
it's
a
the way
raisin
they're.
fuck up a dog though?
It's toxic to them somehow.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of stuff. Don't give your dogs avocados. Well, shit, we're Mexican. Of course, I'm gonna give my dog avocado. If I got guacamole, the dog got guacamole. You know.
Right.
So I don't know how things change or if they really did change. And a lot of it with the dog food and all, it's the processing method. It's not actually the food. Because it's corn. If corn is bad for you, then Mexico and Central America and South America, they wouldn't be eating nothing. That's all they eat is corn. But they process it different than most people do, which they either boil the shit out of it. If it's whole corn, they boil it until that hard shell comes off and then they remove it. They have a process for doing that. They use lye to clean it and all this stuff. If it's tortillas or something, they grind the shit out of it till it's almost liquid to a pulp, you know. And us in the United States, we don't really do that. We eat whole corn, or we cook corn, you know, cream corn or whatever. And in the dog food, back in the day, the dog food I got, they cooked it to 400 degrees. And then after you do that and they process it, that's when you add the other nutrients. That's when you add the vitamins and minerals, trace elements, after it's cooked. And I looked online and I asked, you know, what temperature do they cook? Most dog food is cooked from 80 degrees to like 120 degrees or something. That's not good enough. Just me being in the grocery store industry knows that. There's a rule they have 40 to 140. So within that range is where the food is, how they determine whether you can get bacteria or whether it's. So 100, if it's cooked to 140, that's good. If it's below 40 degrees, then that's good to kill bacteria and stuff like that. In between that range, I wouldn't eat it. So that's how I would look. If you're searching which kibble is good, it may be look and see how they process their food. Because like I said, a lot of the stuff they say is bad for you now. It wasn't bad before, and I guarantee you in 2-3 years they're going to say now there's benefits to using it. Everybody anti-grain, anti-grain, anti-grain. Well, half civilization wouldn't be alive if, you know, without grains, without rice, without wheat, without corn, people would have starved to death. So there has to be some nutritional value, but how you process it matters too, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. How are dogs allergic to chicken now? You ever heard that dogs are allergic to chicken?
Yeah, they got like bullies and stuff that be allergic. Some animals, some APBTs are too.
I'm just saying, how did that happen?
Well,
they're carnivores. Why can't they?
It's bad breeding, bro. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
There you go. Now you. Okay, that's where I'm going with it. It's bad breeding.
Yeah.
So if that is lost, what other thing is being lost? We talk about prey drive. Prey drive. What's prey drive? It's not just chasing something. Somebody throws a ball and the dog chasing it. Oh, he's got good prey drive. He sees a cat and runs after the cat. Oh, he's got good prey drive. It ain't prey drive. Right. When they chase it and kill it and eat it, that's prey drive. And when you have good prey drive, you chase it, you kill it and eat it. That's one thing. That's not gameness. That's not finish. All these traits are different. And you want as many of those traits that we're talking about in one individual or in your whole family of dogs. You want them all. But one without the other, one compared to the other, it ain't the same. A dog can kill another animal. If he don't eat it, he don't have finish or prey drive. A dog don't have finish and don't have prey drive, and he can be game. They're not the same. So when you see people facing their dogs off in videos and all this bullshit, that don't mean shit. Doesn't mean it's a good dog.
Chasing a rat.
It's a good sign. I like it.
It acts good. That's a good acting. I mean, let's be honest. You want one that acts good like that.
That's right. You do. But you can't make a determination on it and say it's this when you don't know.
Well, he's
game. He's game.
I say if he wants to chase the ball, I say he's eager to work.
Yeah. And like I said, it's good.
I wanted to say eager. I'll just say, he's willing to work. He wants to work.
Yeah.
He wants.
Right. And like I said, they're good traits.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right. But you can't say that dog has finish. You can't say that dog is game. And that's where people get it twisted because they say it all the time. Oh, look at that pup. He's game. Look at he's chewing on that bone. He's got finish. He's a killer.
Or he ate a whole bone.
He's fighting with his litter mate. He's fighting with his litter mate.
He fucking chewed a bone.
Yeah.
He cracked.
If we judged our children that way, would we be calling our children? Because he was tough when he was little. He's not so tough now as an adult. He don't like to fight.
When he was little, he had mouth. He bit the other
kid. Yeah. Like that. So everything should be scrutinized, and because it's not, then that's where we have these loss of traits. That's where you get allergies. That's why you have thin-skinned dogs. You lose durability and constitution. You lose intelligence. If you ain't testing them in some manner, some way, some shape or form, you don't know. So you don't let your eyes fool you. You have to go through the process and see. If you want to say a pit bull can outrun a greyhound, not in 15 or 45 seconds it can, I guarantee you. But maybe over a mile distance, yeah, they might be able to. 2 miles, yeah, a pit bull might win the race. But if it's a greyhound race, ain't no pit bull gonna, not even close, dude. That's why they don't have pit bull and greyhound racing. And I get it when people say, the pit bull is very versatile and can do all kinds of shit. That's true. But they're not expert at anything. They're just able to do the work or do the sport. When I see a catch dog, and I'm not a hunting person, when I see catch dog, the ones I've seen, the best ones I've seen were the ones that go out and catch the hog either on the ear, top of the head, or the muzzle. And they hold the hog down. They're not shaking it. They're not trading blows with it. They're not fighting it. They're not moving around a lot. It's a waste of energy. And he may not be able to go out and hunt a second hog that day because he's too fucking tired. So the ones that are smart enough that really know how to catch, those were the ones I would be hunting with, and those are the ones I would be breeding if I'm breeding catch dogs. Not everything is everything. And just because he can catch a hog and he's maneuvering around and backing up and shaking and all that, to me, that's not a good catch dog. They want to use their weight on top of the hog. They want to hold him down and make the hog get tired and move around as little as possible and control the hog. Sometimes it takes two dogs in unison to do that. That's great. But I've seen catch dogs trade with the hog. They're going shoulder to shoulder with the hog. And the hog taking a shoulder hold too, man. They're shaking it out, both of them. That's not a good catch dog. Now, it's good in terms of usually the hunters are close by. They get up there and they grab the back leg, throw them down, hog like that. But as far as the catch dog act itself, that's not preferable to me. When you see a dog on a raccoon, the best places for the dog to go is the throat, crush the skull, or back of the neck. They go into the chest, they're going to take damage. They grab the legs or the side or like that, they're going to take damage, which limits their hunting ability. Because now their face is all cut up and you got to deal with that. And I've seen pit bulls that were good in the box and they ain't worth a shit hunting a coyote or catch dog or hunting raccoon. They ain't no good at it. That's where you need that killing instinct, and a dog has to be intelligent enough to know where to go to dispatch that animal as quickly as possible without sustaining a lot of damage. So yeah, they're versatile. They can do all kinds of shit, but are they good at it?
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense, though.
I'm just saying.
Let me see. Himmy James, Mike Dan. Now, we had a good cook up today. You know, I like to switch it up sometimes, you know.
Oh, it's good.
We got to switch it up, man. We got to see where everybody's head's at, you know, see if we could. Because, I mean, yeah, we could all use the dog knowledge too, but, you know, about some of these issues. What we really need to be doing is more important, you know, and that's family, building together, family, you know.
Yeah.
Some of the
and like you said, you know, being able to have a conversation even when we don't agree with each other.
Right.
That's all right.
Yeah, we ain't falling apart.
I might learn something from somebody.
APBT community, we're not falling out if Kamala Harris or Donald Trump is president. You know, that's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on. They like it.
Somebody's gonna win. You know, like they can't just.
If you like it, how's it gonna help you? If you don't like it, what are you gonna do about it?
Exactly. You're gonna cry for
really
4 years.
Yeah, exactly. It really don't have to. It really don't have to affect you where it's going to change your life. You know, I've said this before, and I've said it my whole life. If I run out of money, I make more money. I know how to make money. So in that respect, we're never going to suffer because I know how to make money. And again, I'm not rich. I don't have millions of dollars. I'm 100 air or 1,000 air at best, you know. But nobody goes without. And somebody always needs something. My grandson broke his phone the other day. Well, guess who's paying for it? The dryer went out brand new fucking dryer. Not brand new, it's about 2 years old. Angie told me yesterday, dryer don't work. Okay. If it's under warranty, call them. If it ain't, buy a new one. But if she buys a new dryer, she's going to get a new washer too, because they have to match, you know? I don't know.
Let me see.
So,
yeah, let's get some closing remarks, Schoolboy.
Yeah, thanks everybody for
something they could use, some news they could use.
Okay. You know, I encourage people to, not just this channel, but any channel that you find that can give you good information and you can debate without all the drama and act like a man and speak a certain way, help the community, converse with others, teach others, learn from others, whether they're young or old. Those are the channels that I'd be following, I'd be paying attention to, I'd subscribe to. In my case, thanks everybody for subscribing to my channel. All the purchases, books, sticks, shirts, Sporting Dog Journal, all the registrations. You can get a hold of me on Facebook Messenger, Instagram, or my email, richardjschoolboy60@gmail.com. And, you know, you guys see me here frequently. That's because I have a lot of respect for Buck and the channel and the members, the panel, the guys that he has on there. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. I've listened to people here that I didn't even know who they were, and they make a lot of sense. And they have experience in whatever endeavor they're in, even if it's a different breed of dog or business or whatever it is. So like-minded people tend to gather together. And if you have a problem with somebody, talk it out, hash it out. If it's that much of a problem, ignore them. Don't have nothing to deal with them. Don't let them influence your life negatively. Keep moving on. But once again, Buck, thanks for having me on. And salute to the panel and to everybody in the chat. I see a lot of familiar places. I'm glad for that. Dickie Foster always show up, man. A lot of these other people, Ween Moon and Sir Kennels, and now I'm gonna forget somebody's name, but there's a lot of people that support, and I have a lot of respect for them. Thanks again, Buck.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Schoolboy. Yep, you know what it is, man. Buck World. Thanks y'all for watching the show. Salute Schoolboy for coming through, always dropping that good knowledge. Like I said, we switched it up a little bit. You know, it's good to talk about different topics. My thing is, you know, with the APBT community, I mean, 'cause we can only speak for our community first. You know what I'm saying? We're not, we are not about to fall out over who wins this presidential election. Yeah, you see some of the things going on. It's a lot of bickering back and forth, but all in all, we should all be focusing on how to put ourselves and our families and our yards and, you know, everything that we got going on in our life in a better position. So that in itself and helping others is probably going to occupy pretty much all your time, just like I'm about to go do. My little dude just got up. It's Saturday. Thank y'all for coming to the Wake and Bake. You know, we still ain't got no schedule yet, but, you know, we getting back to it, and appreciate y'all for popping up. Peace.